Hey guys, welcome to When You Wish Upon a Podcast. And today's a special podcast. We're talking about Dumbo. Yay! Actually, we saw the live action Dumbo. But we also have a ghost in the room, obviously moving the camera for I don't know what reason. So, yeah, that was weird. But we do have a special guest coming and join us today, and none other than Walt Disney himself.
Hello, and welcome to the wonderful world of color. I am your host, Walt Disney.
Hi, Chris. Dude, you can't just scoot in like that.
My apologies.
No, it's not your apologies. But anyways, guys, we did actually see Dumbo this last Monday. So what did you give it?
Honestly, I gave it a 7.5 out of 10 if I was doing an honest review of the movie. But before we even discuss that, let us get to the audience and say, spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers, guys. We're gonna give a lot of spoilers out. So if you still want to see it yourself and don't want spoilers, I suggest, I don't know, click off or mute and just kind of guess what we're saying and stuff. I don't know what you want to do, but your choice, not ours. And don't get all ticked off with us because we're giving you spoilers.
Hey, Devontae. But yeah,
Devontae.
Just to be kind and give you guys that courteous thing, if you're willing to go see the Dumbo movie and you don't want the experience or anything ruined for you, again, please click off. But we will be spoiling the crap out of this.
Because we have a lot to talk about.
A lot to talk about.
I mean, all in all, for me being a true hard Disney fan out of this whole thing, it was actually not bad than what I expected. I was expecting the worst out of this movie.
I was kind of doing the same thing. I was expecting the worst out of it, and it kind of like amazed me and then somewhat disappointed me. Like, there was a lot of amazement and wonderment and like...
And I want to give them too, they kind of were like, kind of staying with the time period basically of what Dumbo was really, when it was made and stuff. So what was going on in that time period.
Yeah, so
they kind of kept true to that, like what was going on at the time, like new inventions and all that, all that stuff.
Yeah, like new innovations and inventions for that time period, what they thought about, stuff like that. A lot of comedy, a lot of comedy
in this one. I want to say.
A lot of comedy. But there was one thing I wanted to point out right off the rip. So they got hugely racial in the original Dumbo, and I pointed this out right in front of you, right in the beginning, because they noted it off right there from the start.
Right.
So the original Dumbo, it was just an all cartoon cast, and there was no characters, like side characters or whatever.
Well, there was the ringleader and stuff like that. Well, he was kind of like
but so this tells the story of two.
But basically, I'm just saying, like, the only human beings in the original movie were the ringleader and the clowns.
Yeah,
that was the only
the ringleader, the clowns, but everything else was just like
animals.
Yeah, the crows, the mice, etc.
Yeah, and the elephants, basically. Hi,
Denise. So yeah, we're gonna be spoiling this. So again, if you guys want to watch Dumbo and don't want it spoiled, hey,
if you want us to spoil, stay, enjoy. Come and join us on this magical ride.
We're gonna get
the magical ride of the live action of Dumbo.
Yes. So we're gonna get the cartoon elephant out of the picture.
So yes, guys. If you've seen the animated version, erase it from your mind because...
Well, no, it's separate. It's more or less separate the two.
Yeah.
That's what I've been trying to tell a lot of people too, because they're same thing with the whole Aladdin thing, where it's like, I'm not liking the new Aladdin because
the animated. He's like, you guys got.
You have to separate the two as it's like a retelling of the same story, but through a different set of eyes.
Right, and this is for the next generation to enjoy the movie.
Exactly. So what I was honestly thinking was, and again, let's get that elephant out of the room. So in the I know. So in the original cartoon Dumbo, people got hella racist about the fact that there were 4 black crows, Southern talking, and I don't sing about everything.
Right.
But they didn't point out that there were in this new live action where it tells a story about a boy and a girl. Their father, played by Colin Farrell, just came home from war. He's missing an arm. He lost his wife, etc. But he's back into the circus where, Dumbo and all that come along. In the beginning scene where she's on the medical tent taking care of or tending to the small animals, there's a cage with 4 white mice.
Hey, Z.
Yeah, so that was my hugely pointed out thing right from the beginning is people are going to get so adamant and racial and say, oh, the black crows from the original Dumbo are racist towards African Americans. You could flip that card and easily say there was 4 white mice in that beginning scene. So couldn't that, be racial in its own way?
It could. I could see it because they didn't have diversity of mice. Not all mice were white.
No.
Not all,
I mean, in this case, all white mice were considered albino.
Right.
So...
But, I mean, I understand that they kind of came to homage for the white mice, but then again, I didn't like it either because they didn't have a part.
No.
It was like...
They didn't play a part like they did in the original.
It's weird. They just showed up in the first part of the movie, and then all of a sudden they show up at the last of the movie, but you don't know what happened in between.
Exactly. Like they showed up in the beginning, getting checked on. They showed up at the end, cage-free.
Right.
And, yeah, that's all you see of them. Is they're there, they're gone, they're there. Gone.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, well, the mice was like the big part of it.
Yeah,
especially the Timothy Mouse.
Yeah.
But like I said, I mean, like you're saying too, we all have to think it's like different storytelling of the story. Mm-hmm. So, of Dumbo. So this is a different way. So they were caged in. Yes, they were caged in mice. At the beginning.
Yeah, in the beginning. So, Colin Farrell's character comes back from war. He meets up with Medici. It's right. Danny DeVito's character, Medici.
Something like that. Some French name.
Yeah.
Of a name.
So Medici is the ringleader.
I think, isn't it?
No, it's Medici. It's Medici.
All right. Well, whatever.
Medici.
I think it's Medici.
Medici.
Medici. Yeah, whatever how you say.
So Danny DeVito plays the role of Medici, the ringleader.
Basically, the ringleader.
And they have. Like your strongman and all your other characters and
the sideshows and
sideshows. And so he announces that he, to Colin Farrell's character that just came back from war, hey, I just bought this new elephant. It's exotic. It's from a new world.
But the thing is with Colin Farrell's character too, he was a horse. He was actually.
Yeah, he was a horse rider. Like one of them lassoing, horse riding showstoppers.
Yeah.
So, they come in.
With his wife.
Yeah.
And he was asking where his horses were, but they sold his horses.
Yeah, they sold his horses. They sold almost the majority of all their stuff after
Don't. I see it. Don't. We'll tell about it. What? Denise is asking.
Oh, no. I'm not.
We're seeing your comment, but we're not going to. Hey, Mama Slayer.
So... Yeah, so it's I guess his wife passed away from influenza amongst a lot of other people in the Medici circus. Medici,
and they were falling on hard times because
so they had to sell a lot of stuff in between. So the kids only have a certain amount,
and they don't have acts like they did.
Yeah, they didn't have as many acts like they did. So it's been pretty much like a work together, and then we go to the show together type of circus now. So he's trying to find an act, and so Medici tells his character, hey, you don't have horses anymore, but we need someone to do the elephants. And he's like, oh, no, that's not my department, and all that southern drawl and shit.
No, they didn't kill the animals, Chris. They sold them.
And then he gets to Jumbo, Mrs. Jumbo.
Well, he bought Mrs. Jumbo.
He fought Mrs. Jumbo, but
she was pregnant, too.
Yeah, and then the next day, before he tries to bring him out, there's this little asshole of a guy trying to get all the elephants out and all that.
Being rude about it. He's just a very nasty guy.
Yeah, this guy was a very nasty guy, but Colin Farrell's character was like, hey, cut the shit, in a way. Where it's like, dude, I see something in her that there's something wrong.
He didn't know. He didn't say that. His daughter did. The daughter's like, she doesn't want to come out. Why, don't make her come out. She doesn't, but Colin Farrell still, being, not believing his kids, was still, trying to help get her out. And then the kids were like, hey, look, what's in this pile of hay? It's moving. Well, the boy did.
Yeah.
And, and they found out, there's Dumbo. There's the baby. That's why she didn't want to come out. She's taking care of her baby,
Yep.
She didn't want to leave her baby.
So, amongst all of this, a little later on in the scene, after this asshole trying to force the elephant out gets uppercutted by Colin Farrell and all that, the show starts, and Danny DeVito's pretty much... before the show starts, Danny DeVito's like, oh, let me see the elephant. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's not an elephant. Well, we got to find a way to hide those ears one way, shape, or form. You can either cut them or you can hide them.
Right, or do something. Do something with them, basically.
So Colin Farrell's character literally just puts him in the baby bonnet, gets him ready, and it's, Dear Baby Jumbo. That's the title on the little thing for him. Giant baby thing for him being pushed around, and it's Dear Baby Jumbo. Gets all everything until...
wait, no.
Oh, no, before, right.
It's before.
Right.
The kids were like, because they were trying to figure out what to do with Dumbo. Not Dumbo yet, but Baby Jumbo now. That's where we're at now. He's just called Baby Jumbo. They were trying to figure out what to do because of the ears, and then the kids were just playing around, doing stuff, and they had a feather. And there's your feather.
Feather went up the snout, and
then he did like a sneeze, and he went... And he kind of he lifted himself and got, and they were all like, hey, Rachel.
So after that, when go into the circus.
And the kids were like, Dad, he could do this, and blah, blah, blah. And Dad was like,
yeah, no, you were sure, right.
Yeah, blah, blah. Like, how everybody else, like, who believes a kid if an elephant could fly? At that time period,
Yep.
So it was just like, okay.
Well, yeah, no, because they were playing kind of like a fetch thing with that feather.
Yeah, but then he got inside his snout.
Yeah.
Because I think they were trying to tell him how to, blow it.
Yeah.
Instead of sucking it in, just blow it. And he ended up sucking it, and then got in, and he sneezed and went, and that's when they learned.
And that ended up being his foreshadowing for what happens in there with Baby Jumbo. He gets pushed around.
Well, no, then he's getting pulled.
Right? Yeah, sorry, he's getting pulled around, and then he sees
a lady with a hat with a big feather
and a fake wig.
Well, you don't know that until it happens, but it's just, and it goes from there. He sees it because he likes the feather. It's like a toy to him. Yeah. The feather's a toy at this point. It's not a.
Well, I mean, he's still. I mean, in that time frame, he's only technically a day old, so. He's like,
yeah, but
he's just like a goo guy. I got to touch now. You gave me something shiny, keyword.
Right?
Now I want to touch it.
Right, but then he got it, and it started a whole thing, and then people were making fun of him because he sneezed.
Yeah, he sneezed so hard he knocked off the J and the D flopped down to say.
He took off his bonnet. He went over. It fell off on its own, like
because of the force, it just fell off.
Yeah, and so he was in the middle of the ring, and people were laughing at him. And
hey, look, it's Dumbo.
Yeah, and they all were laughing.
So
we're doing good, Rachel.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm not Shadow. I'm Walt Disney.
So basically, we are going with okay, then that's how the ears and stuff, and the kid, making fun of, which is a bad thing.
And then they kind of paid homage to the clown scene.
Well, no, but then we get to the point where. The baby was crying or something. You hear the baby, and Mrs. Jumbo hears, and
and then that asshole that was whipping Mrs. Jumbo in the beginning, that Colin Farrell knocked the fuck out.
No, actually, he started because he got he got Mrs. Jumbo all pissed.
Yeah, because he was the one who tried to do it to piss off Cowboy there.
Yeah, he was trying to make him look bad, and he's like, "Well, see what you're gonna do now." And I was like, "Well, then you just got your karma. Your karma just went with you."
But no, he created a mad elephant out of her. She went in, caused a scene to the point where it knocked out the.
And people were like, "Oh, mad elephant," and it's like. But people are not realizing.
Well, no, but hold on, because we're.
No, listen. They called her a mad elephant, but now, in our time, we know because most of us studied elephants or know what elephants do.
Right.
It's a mom.
Yep.
What do you do when your baby's getting hurt or making fun of?
Oh, she goes apeshit.
You go protect your child.
Yeah.
Like any mother, from human to probably the aunt. I mean, whatever. They're going to sit there and protect their young no matter what.
Okay.
So but
because of Whip Boy doing all this crap, trying to piss off the cowboy character and Colin Farrell, baby or Mama Jumbo comes in, causes a huge commotion, ends up knocking out the big tent, and
okay, Billy.
And
I'm sorry, but no, we're not doing that.
And the guy who starts all that commotion, who's whipping and scaring off or doing all that crap, ends up getting his own karma because Miss Jumbo gets pissed. She knocks out the center part of the big tent, and that fucking big ass.
Bella.
That big ass wooden pole lands on the Whip Boy sucker, ends up killing him, and it ends up giving Miss Jumbo her role as the Mad Elephant.
But the thing is, back in that time period, nobody knows, that's what she was doing. She wasn't mad. She was just being a mom protecting her young. But like I said, back then, like all the... people didn't know about elephants. They were starting to slowly come into play in circuses no matter what. But people don't understand, mama elephants are very, very, very highly strong, protective of their young. So if anything is going on, they're going to freaking be like, they'll go until you're gone.
Oh, yeah.
Until you're not doing anything to your child.
Oh, yeah.
So that starts with that. And they did and this is when they came to the edition of Baby Mine, the song.
Yeah, baby. So
I'm sorry, but in this movie... it was
it was a mermaid woman doing a ukulele version.
But she sings pretty. She
had a good voice. It's just the ukulele killed it.
It's just like because it's supposed to be a nice sweet lullaby. I'm sorry, I'm not doing
give me a violin, give me an acoustic guitar
or something soft.
Well, they are soft, but
even the guy that does the
flute
thing, that was okay. But when we got to the point where she was using the ukulele. But it was just like, you just killed it.
Yeah.
That just totally killed it, the mood. I was like, that is not Baby Mine.
Although it still kind of gave you a little bit of the waterworks, because I saw it in your eyes too, that whole, elephant trunk scene like they did from the original.
But what I'm thinking is not from the song itself.
No, just the moment.
The moment itself, it is. It's sad, because it's like, she did nothing wrong.
No.
Mrs. Jumbo did nothing wrong, and that's why I don't like it. It's one of your moments in the movies you want to yell and say, she did nothing wrong, you guys are just go off.
Right.
Because you're like, no, she's protecting her young.
And then the next scene leads on of Mr. Mitty.
So don't have to pay to watch this now.
Right,
Bella?
So then the next day, Mr. Medici pretty much says, hey, I want my money back. I'm going to get a hold of the guy I bought it from. I want my money back. I'll keep the baby, but I want my money back on this Mad Elephant. She caused all this commotion. She's gone.
Right, Chris, I'm glad it was not a kazoo either, because I think I would even have more of it.
Oh, yeah,
I would have a
So,
fit.
after that, it's pretty much, we got to do something about, he's going to try to at least salvage what he can with Dumbo, because they made fun of the ears. We could put him on the comedy. We can make him a clown and all that jazz. So he looks at the cowboy, Colin Farrell's character, and is like, hey, you're going to be the cowboy. You're going to be with Dumbo. You're going to be with all these other guys. This is what you're going to do.
But now the next thing is, it's really kind of fun. The kids take initiative to work with Dumbo. Yep. Get him to fly. Just like, hey, you need to. And even the kids were saying, we understand we lost our mom too, I mean, it's not the same effect, your mom's still alive type thing. Well, so far as they know, they think she's alive, but don't know for sure.
Yeah. So they want to comfort him and try to make him feel better and all that.
And then that's when they said, hey, if you do this flying thing, kind of like bribing the poor elephant, if you make them have more money, then they can buy your mom back. Yep. So that's like a motivation for Dumbo. And he's like, okay,
pretty much
okay. You can see it, like in the movie, you can see it, like, it's a ha-ha moment. So they work with him to fly. Well, they wanted them to fly with this next scene with the clowns.
Yeah, with the whole, so they get to the big tent, which is surprisingly rebuilt somehow, some way.
Or whatever, yeah. I have no idea.
And they do like this faux fire scene where there's like a fake wall that's built for this monkey to climb up on top, and the monkey's the damsel in distress, and help me. And there's like, certain, flammable things that is hit by a lever. You turn it on and off, and the flames either rise or go down. So they're doing their rolls, and Dumbo's lifted up onto this thing that carries him to the top, and after sucking in some water, and he blows it on, and the guy knocks it, the switch to turn off the flames. Well, in between this, one of the clowns fucks up after the monkey gets down, and yeehaw, and fucking dinks the damn switch. The switch goes on full high and busts.
Right.
Now this is where the commotion of the holy shit goes in. So everybody's in a panic. The fucking place where Dumbo's standing on top is slowly starting to fall little by little.
Right.
And the daughter grabs a feather, climbs up this little ladder thing all the way up to Dumbo. In a way, almost risking her own life.
Yeah, in the process.
Yeah, so then that shit falls. She falls in the water, somehow survives.
Must have been maybe it might have been as high as you think. It looked high, but it wasn't high because it went down a little bit.
True.
And then she fell.
Probably like a good 20, 30 feet drop, maybe,
roughly,
into water.
But it wasn't bad.
And then he has the feather. He sucks it up.
And then he does his little
fly. He falls for a little while and then just flies.
Yeah.
And a reporter takes a photo of this, makes a huge story about it. And next thing you know, Medici is, everybody come and see Dumbo! Everybody!
Yeah,
the flying elephant.
It goes. But then we get to the bigger city now.
In enter the asshole of the story.
We get Michael Keaton playing as, I don't know what the character is.
I don't remember his name either, too, because it was something long and convoluted. But he was the king of Coney Island.
Basically. So, we get to that part, and now we're going into the city part.
Well, no, because
No, we're getting to the city part.
What do you mean, the city part?
We go into the city, where we go to his whatever.
No, because there's the in-between of this asshole, the king of Coney Island, saying, you know what you've got, in a way, he's like, you got it.
He basically cons the guy.
Yeah, he pretty much cons Medici into...
And his people.
And his people, just so he can get Dumbo. That's all he wants. He doesn't give a shit about Medici. He doesn't give a shit about, the other people that are part of the circus. He's lying to him and saying, oh, I'll make sure all of your people have, their own acts in my giant, park... or attraction, whatever.
Basically, he just cons him to get into there.
Yeah, he pretty much just cons him.
It's a con.
It's a giant con to get just Dumbo. Anyone else he doesn't give a shit about because he knows Dumbo will make him money because it's a fucking flying elephant.
Right. So, we're into that part where we get this, and now we have, and then they put him with this one lady who is their flying person who's an acrobat.
Yeah, it's pretty much what they deemed as his gem, or one of his many gems, and she's this beautiful woman, the queen of the heavens, and she's a high-flying act from Paris.
Yeah. So she's supposed to work with Dumbo to ride him. Yeah.
Basically, yeah. What he wants from her is to be this magical, mystical, high-flying act, even higher, by riding on Dumbo without any nets.
Well, that wasn't the case. They were practicing with nets, but
he wanted to be that asshole.
But the big guy on top was like, "No, you need to da-da-da." It's like, so you just want to kill people?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what I come to figure that out.
Like, yeah, so I know it gets out like a huge majority of it's time lengthy and all that shit, but we're breaking down
we're just trying to get you the main parts of it and
the main focal points, because the rest are just filler, I suppose.
You can, or if like I said, if I'm not trying to get too much spoilers out, if they want to go see it. So it's
no, I mean there's a lot we're missing.
Doing the cliff notes of this movie.
We're grabbing the cliff notes. So then they try one attempt. It almost goes to shit because she busts her ass, somehow survives.
No, it's because he heard his mom's voice.
Yes, he heard his mom's voice after doing the whole nosy thingy, sucking in the. And she's like, "Oh, we're ready," and he's about to eat shit. He gets scared. He panics. He almost falls off. He's hanging on. She falls. Cowboy here grabs a rope, gets her. She somehow magically fucking slides down perfectly fine. No rope burn on her hand.
It's Disney. Just go with it.
Oh my god. Can you imagine the rope burn? Just
well, it's Disney magic. You just have to live with it.
Yeah, right?
Or that maybe she did get hurt, whatever.
So Dumbo's sitting there on this little circular thing about yay big almost about to bust ass. He's crawling. He almost falls, and then he falls, and
he's flying.
He's flying again. But this time he exits out of the big giant Coney Island circus tent to go to this place of what the fuck was it called? Like the Circus of Nightmares or something like that?
Yeah, it's part of the same attraction. It's like a big
it's like the Coney Island amusement park of that back then, where it's like more gigantic and
it has every little thing.
Yeah, it has everything. So they had like this nightmare section, and he hears his mom, and he goes up, and he
won't leave, and then they're like, get him, and it's like,
get him out of here.
But they're like, no, they don't want to leave.
Yeah,
the kids figured out that's Mrs. Jumbo.
Yeah,
that's his mom.
They tell him, Dad, that's Mrs. Jumbo.
Right. He doesn't, that's his mom, and then they're like, he won't survive if he doesn't see his mom.
So,
because they're like, he can lose her once, but he can't lose her again.
No. So they try to talk to the dad and be like, hey, we got to get them together. And they try to convince Mr. Coney Island asshole, and he's like, I don't give a shit.
I want my
Dumbo.
Act.
I want my main act. That's going to make me the most money. Fuck you guys. In a nutshell. Just basically, like, fuck you guys.
He doesn't say it in the movie, but basically,
yeah.
That's what
so when the kids leave and their dad leave, he pretty much talks to his little henchman and says, hey, by tomorrow, I want Mrs. Jumbo dead so Dumbo can focus.
Right. and then his driver did not like that idea at all.
So he resigned
and was telling everybody else, and then this comes to be
No, this is when this is around the part where Medici learns from Mr. Coney Island asshole that, hey, I conned you. I told them they would stay until I found them an act. I couldn't find them an act. They need to leave with a month's severance.
Right.
Toodles.
Or whatever.
So they're saying their goodbyes, and then the driver comes in and says, yeah, I resign. This is what's going on. Colin Farrell's character is like, so who's going to help me break them out, and get them together?
And then everybody gets all together and they make up a scheme to get Mrs. Jumbo and Dumbo
out of the picture. So on one hand, you have the whole Dumbo doing the same act for a second time, trying to do it right. And then on the other side, you have all the henchmen, or not henchmen, but everybody from the Medici circus trying to pull off how to get Mrs. Jumbo, out of the nightmare portion of the giant Coney Island thing. And, it comes together beautifully in the end, except for one fuck up. You remember the fire?
Right. Well, that was not planned. That was that was Michael Keaton's character being so impatient. Even the guy was telling him, hey, you need to wait for the stuff to kind of cool down. Yeah, because
there was like this giant tower where all the electrical is, and French bitch and Dumbo turn off all the power to get everything working for both ends, and because he escapes the tent with her, and it all works out, and Michael Keaton's character is just like, and they're like, no, and he's like, I don't give a shit.
Because he wants the lights, he wants the blah, 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 and the guy's like, dude, don't, and then he just...
Yeah, and it causes all these electrical...
But basically, he burned down his own yeah. So that was all his fault.
And then they give us an ending where they put Dumbo and Mrs. Jumbo on a ship, and they both go to Africa or whatever the hell.
Africa. She was an African elephant.
And the ending is pretty much, they all, like, her and Mrs. Jumbo meet a bunch of other elephants, like this waterfall area, and and they're over like this huge ledge, and Dumbo just fucking flies right past them all, like, hey, how you doing? Let me go into the water. And then goes back to mom, and it's like a happy-go-dappy ending.
Right. But my thing is, I hated about that.
There was a lot. Like
okay,
I said,
the thing I hate about the ending is, look, what's catered to PETA, basically.
Yeah.
Because we're going to sit there say, because really in the original movie, guys, Dumbo stays with the circus no matter what, and they have their own little whatever. But for some odd reason, let's just, in this one, even though it's still animated, the elephants are still animated, that they're like, hey, let's just bring them back to Africa. And it's like, really, guys, you're going to sit there and be like, so PETA doesn't get on your back saying, oh, why is he still in the blah, blah, blah.
Hey, Albert.
But the thing,
And,
hi, Albert.
and yes, Ellie, you wouldn't be the first
No,
one. Albert said...
And no, Chris, I wasn't early 1930s this movie was. This was in 1919. 1919.
And no,
so
I'm supposed to be a young Walt Disney, hence the mustache.
But you guys gotta realize, because if you guys go look at Walt Disney, he has the same exact mustache as Hitler, basically. If you think about it, if you guys just go look at young Disney, you'll see the same thing. So there's nothing.
So this is why I gave the movie a 7.5 out of 10. It was good. It was sticking to the original, changing up the formula because of, a lot of controversy and a lot of bullshit a lot of people bitched and complained about. So to appease the social justice warriors, Disney did its own spin on its own original. So there's some elements of, it paid homage to Dumbo. It did its own thing at the same time. But it kept the core.
I want to say more or less they did their own thing more than they did pay the homage to the movie itself.
They did pay homages. I love how they had, certain Dumbo moments that give you, looks of the past. How they,
not really. I'm sorry.
There was some.
No, not enough to where I could sit there and be like, hey,
you're
going to pay homage more than what you're doing. So I did not like it to that aspect.
I know.
Because I'm like,
there was not a lot. There was not a lot to work with.
I understand.
Trust me, I believe you. There was not a lot to work with.
If they're trying to tell me this is a remake, bullshit. This is not.
No, it was not a remake.
This
it was
is
more
its
like
own little whatever.
Yeah, it was more like Dumbo.
I almost want to say it's almost a sequel because it's like almost because they're adding more to it, but but still, guys. Stick with the story. I don't understand.
Well, no, but again, there was certain key moments like the Dumbo, the circus act with him as a
basically, Bella, I give it almost about 4 out of 10 on certain aspects of it. It's not.
Look, no, that's why I said a 7.5 out of 10 at most, because if you look at it as an original story, and it does again paint some homages to the original Dumbo, where it did. Baby of mine moment. The baby of mine moment with the trunks holding together was an adorable moment.
Yeah, but...
But you didn't... There's more. So they painted off the circus scene where him as a clown. They did that correctly. They did a little homage to the original Dumbo in the form of little Dumbo plushies.
Yeah, that was just too much.
But there was a lot that turned me off as well. If you took those aspects into consideration as well. Like, if you take some of those little nods, I'll give them that.
Wait. We forgot to mention this, and my brother would be all upset. They did the pink elephant dance.
They did do the pink elephant dance.
But I didn't like it because they took out, because technically
Dumbo was drunk.
They even did. I know they even do it like on TV now with the animated version. They kind of like blurb it out and do something else with it when they show this movie on TV. But it's like, come on, guys. It's the original. Get over it. It's just the time period.
Nonetheless,
it's just the movie.
They still paid some homage to the original Dumbo, but again, keeping it its own. That's why I'm giving it that. I would have given it a full 10 if they did everything in its own way perfectly. Paid homage, but still stayed true to their own whatever. But they fucked up on a lot of things. The Baby of Mine song fucking sucked on ukulele. Let's get right out of the rip. That sucked.
It did. I was like,
the end credits rendition was better.
Well, that was because it was more like, oh, we're in studio, whatever,
Yeah,
whatever.
But even by then, not many people are going to hear it because they're already walking out.
Right. All right.
Number 2. Why the fuck? Sorry, but still. Because you were thinking the same thing. Why the fuck did they have to get the stupid boxing announcer in there?
Oh my.
Let's get ready for Dumbo!
Oh my.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
That was just too cringeworthy. I was like, why? Why? That was so...
it was stupid.
It was unnecessary, more or less. It was very, very unnecessary.
It was dumb as fuck. Number 3. Colin Farrell, instead of saying Dumbo, he called him at times Big D. Do you see the penis reference in that one? Come on, Big D!
Yeah, when he kept saying that, I'm saying, like, please...
It made me cringe every time.
Not just that, but it almost made me say, are you trying to make homage this is adult too, not just kids?
Well, no, I mean, either that...
That's the question you want to ask, because
I still don't get it. Why are you going to call Dumbo Big D? It's not the fucking ghetto.
Listen!
Okay.
You're going off on the whole thing. I'm saying, listen, I'm wondering if it was a part of the thing where it's like they're trying to pay homage to adults too, like they did in the Renaissance Disney. They had a lot of adult
innuendos. I know.
Yes. So I'm wondering that was another thing of it. No, if the crows were in the... No, they were not, Bella.
No, the crows were eliminated, and they were replaced with 4 white mice. But even then...
No, they weren't not even a thing.
Well, no, but...
No, they didn't get replaced by... No, listen, they didn't get replaced by the mice. They got replaced by the children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they did add 4 white mice in there, which even makes it so...
I'm not talking about the race part. No, we're not talking about that. I'm talking about what the crows actually involved.
Oh yeah, no, the crows. The crows they took that out completely.
The crows were replaced by the children, basically.
Yeah, the crows were replaced by children and fucking Colin Farrell.
Well, Colin Farrell was just, I don't know,
he was more of the and which is the other fucked up thing that took points off. Him and the kids were more of a focal point than Dumbo. The movie was called Dumbo, not Cowboy and Two Stupid Kids.
Oh, the kids weren't stupid. The kids were okay. I give the pins. The kids were fine.
Okay, fine. But yeah, it was called Dumbo, not Cowboy and Two Kids. Or Army Boy and Two Kids. Or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Right.
It was Dumbo. He was the focal point. Not him, not Cowboy, not fucking the 2 kids, not French bitch, and not Mr. White-haired Michael Keaton asshole.
Yeah, so, yeah, that kind of threw me off too, because it really... I want to say Dumbo wasn't really a focal point through this whole entire movie.
No, he wasn't. It was more around the everyone else but the elephant.
Like the stories. Oh, the sad story. Oh, you have to listen to your kids. Great, guys. That's great, but you could have just done something.
That's what else took points off besides the whole big
If you're going to do that, I would sit there and say, well, this is not Dumbo. This is like you said, a cowboy and his kids, survived the circus.
Yeah, cowboy and kids survived the circus, save an elephant. There you go. That's the movie.
Yeah, instead of Dumbo. I agree with that one too. And like I said too, and I'm thinking like Disney, even though these were like CGI elephant, I thought Disney was playing it safe, saying, "Oh, we're playing on, just being safe for PETA," even though PETA should understand this is still CGI people.
Yeah.
It's just not making sense.
Because then they pull off that bull crap of, well, if you could do it to a CGI elephant, you could do it to a real elephant. It's really?
But that's what I'm saying, but it's like, so that's what they're saying, oh, they went home. Oh, well, I understand, love that aspect, but to me, I feel like, really, at the end of the original movie, he did not go back to Africa, wherever.
No, him and his mom stayed in the circus.
Yeah, and they had their own little private little car on the train.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like...
Exactly. And they changed the ending, too, and it fucking sucked. Like, there was a lot of...
I was expecting them to, they were expecting, when they talked about their own, Gigi's, whatever his name is. I'm going to call it Danny DeVito's circus right now because...
Danny DeVito's circus!
Because I can't say his name, whatever his name is. I was expecting them to still, come back and whatever, because it's like they were doing the open whatever, and I was like, circus.
Did you notice there was another hidden thing in there because it was Danny DeVito? Think Hercules. Think Hercules when he played Phil. Think about him when he played Medicini.
Okay.
Rule number 97, kid. Rule number 1. What's always rule number 1? And he kept flipping what's rule number 1.
Yeah.
And it kind of gave me that hint. You're doing the same.
I doubt it. He was just throwing it because it's Disney and they just...
It sounded to me like recycled material, but instead of rule number whatever,
I doubt
saved a damsel. It's like rule number 1, keep the animals in the cage. Rule number 1, know how to make a sail. And it's like, really?
Yeah, but they're not. They're just paying homage, probably. It might be just like him, with what he did with Robin Williams when he did the genie, let him improvise whatever he wanted to do.
Probably. The other point knocker that really kind of was again Michael Keaton's character. It was typical villain is typical. Mm-hmm. Or obvious villain is obvious, or whatever the fuck you want to keep. Because it was you knew right off the bat, and I knew right off the bat, the moment he exited out of that car and he started talking, I'm like, look, it's an asshole.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton's the asshole of this movie, and she's like, right? We knew right off the bat. Obvious villain is obvious. Come on, Disney. Telegraph me a better villain.
Right. But like I said, this one, I want to say, guys...
Was the song I See It? No. They didn't...
No, they not
They only paid that a small homage when the guy behind the mic, a.k.a. Mr. Let's Get Ready to Rumble, he's like, you've seen a horse fly, you've seen this fly, but get ready to see an elephant fly.
Well, no.
Let's get ready to Dumbo. No. It was like...
No, that wasn't even an homage. That's just saying an elephant fly. She's talking about the song that says, when I see an elephant fly.
Oh, I know. They eliminated that completely.
Yeah, there was not even, not even instrumental, when you have, sometimes or whatever. When some movies, not even instrumental was not even part of it.
The only song they really had in there was just Sweet Baby of Mine?
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
Baby Mine.
Baby of Mine.
Yeah.
Either way, that was the only actual...
Oh, and the Pink Elephant song. I think they did. Well, I don't think there was words to it, but they had the music and you see Dumbo kind of dancing.
Yeah, but that's like the only 2 songs realistically in that movie.
Yeah. So basically, guys, I want to say from my perspective, being the Disney person itself, I would say wait for this movie to come out on DVD or Netflix, whatever. If you want to die hard, watch it. I wouldn't pay to go to the movie theater to go see it.
If you want me to be honest with you, LimeWire, BearShare, Kazaa. I mean, what you do is on your own. I'm not telling you to illegally download it, but hey,
they
if it shows
Chris, there's no such thing as copyrights with Disney because it's all the same thing.
Yeah. So if you so happen to magically find it for free on an internet-based whatever, I'm not saying you should.
Don't do it because actually I wouldn't even suggest it. Don't do it because they could kick your internet and you won't be able to get internet no more. But they'll find your IP thing and they will cut your internet automatically. Don't do it. Just wait till it comes out on Netflix or Redbox or whatever, because you're paying Netflix anyways. Or actually, I should not say this. Don't do Netflix because Disney's going to get rid of Netflix here pretty soon. It's going to be on the all streaming access now of Disney. So if you would pay for the streaming Disney thing, that's what I would suggest do, because I would not pay to go see. Not even the $5 that we paid.
Her hubby's rating it 2 out of 10. Honestly,
I want to say it gets really low because I'm sorry.
No,
I can't.
Look, I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to fight you on this. As its own original, paying, because again, if you're looking at it as a completely animated experience into live action adaptation,
I was open-minded when I walked in, but
we're so wrong on that aspect, and I took it as an open mind.
I did too, but the thing is,
because you tried to go for nostalgia points too of the original, comparing it.
No, but the thing is, they did, like you said, it wasn't Dumbo.
No, it really wasn't.
Dumbo. That's what I'm trying to say.
So
there's no even walking in with listen, can you please let me finish? You're not letting me finish, and it's pissing me off right now because you're not letting me finish.
Because you go and elongate it. You're not breaking to the core. Break to the core for me.
Can you? Okay, keep going. Talk.
No, break it to the core. I'm waiting.
Well, I can't.
Because you keep dragging it on. I want to hear a short, simple, sweet answer from you. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you honestly rate it?
Right now, I honestly rate it pretty much 0 out of 10 because it did not. I'm sorry. There was not, even the small homage to it. No, I can't give it anything because... Like you said too, it wasn't Dumbo.
It really wasn't.
It wasn't even hardly talking about the elephant. It was all about, let's talk about the family. Let's talk about this circus thing and blah, blah, blah. It wasn't. I'm sorry. Being a true Disney fan, I can understand when you're like if you try to do the remake and add a little twist, kind of like what Beauty and the Beast did. Yeah, because they at least still kept the story, but then they still added their little other stuff to it.
Right.
This one... They just pretty much just changed the whole story of Dumbo. It wasn't even close to, I understand the animated version, but that's Disney's baby. One of Disney's babies. Disney actually made Dumbo. He was there, alive, made it. That's what I'm saying. It's like, this was a baby of Disney. This came out of Disney's head. This was his thing. And you guys, now just totally ruined the whole Disney's thing, basically. Really, it shouldn't be a Disney movie. It should just be its own little whatever, how they done Pinocchio and stuff like that, other things that had nothing to do with Disney. They should have done that with this Dumbo. I'm sorry. That's how I feel about it because they didn't even, no. I'm sorry. That's how I feel. I can't even give it justice.
I can. Like I said, after taking Albert's advice, I had to look through it through 2 sets of eyes. One as my own, and one as my nostalgia. So if I was brand new to the whole Dumbo franchise, I would honestly give it a 7.5. There was some No, if I was looking...
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm itching my toe.
Okay. Yeah, if I was looking through this with a new set of eyes, I didn't see the original Dumbo, any of that, I'd honestly give the movie a 7.5. There was elements that were good, there were elements that were bad. realistically, if I was looking at it from a past point of view into this now, it fucking blows chunks. I'd honestly give it a 2.
See, I can't be that nice.
If I was going to be that nice,
I did.
No, that is me being nice.
I know,
because they paid. Okay, because the only reason why it would have a realistic 2 on that aspect, like if I was hardcore Disney whatever, it's only because of the homages they paid to the original Dumbo, and those like 4 main parts. Those get a half fucking point each.
Right.
The rest of it is just ass. It's like it's like. Give us your money. It's Dumbo.
Right, and
it's fucking Disney. Colin Farrell and 2 little shits.
No, and then we'll just slap Disney's name on it.
Yeah, it's Disney presents Dumbo, a.k.a. Colin Farrell and 2 little shits save an elephant. Ta-da!
Hi, Yuki.
Hi, Yuki. How are you?
But that's what I'm just saying. It's like one of those like. I'm sorry, if you're going to be remaking movies that Disney actually produced, so like your Snow White, your Dumbo, your Pinocchio, your Fantasia, your Cinderella, basically the Golden Age and the Silver Age, basically, all those movies that Disney did, they should have like been a little bit better. You got to be like extra, you got to keep it.
Then again, if I may... And again, this is where things are going to get messed up in the whole sentence. But
I mean, like even like I'm sorry, like when they did the remake of Cinderella,
Hi, Yuki.
When they did Cinderella, they did great with the remake, and they even added stuff. They added like the more of a prequel of it, like with the mom and the dad, being alive. And
the
all
Cinderella remake, good.
And
the Beauty, even the Beauty and the Beast, as much shit as I give it, it was decent for a remake.
But the thing
is, Bella, to your argument of remakes suck. Not all of them do.
And I'm not going to say that.
The Jungle Book, I will agree, that sucked.
No, I liked it because it kept with everything. Yeah, it might have been like different styles of like the music wasn't hardly there, but it was there.
And before you even keep saying it, again, watch the fucking trailer of Aladdin. Will Smith Genie is not all blue. There's moments where he looks just like, well, not like me, obviously, not like this getup, but like a human being. And there's hilarious moments in it that actually make you chuckle. Like,
I can make you a prince.
And then they show like a wannabe CGI prince in the background.
And then it's like, do you want to see my powers?
Yeah, do you want to see my powers? Like,
I mean,
there is some hilarity that makes me
but like I'm gonna talk the ones that's already been out that they remade. They did pretty good for themselves. And I want to give that because they did keep up with the story and they added stuff. Like the same with Beauty and the Beast. Like I said, they kept the story, but they added stuff in between the story.
Sure.
So that made sense. And I like that because if you think about it, if you watch the animated version of Beauty and the Beast, there's a lot of plot holes. Because there's like, they mentioned
there's
stuff
a lot of plot holes they filled in Beauty and the Beast, which I appreciate.
That's what I liked about it because it's like, oh, look, we're learning about... This is what happened to her mom. This is what, this and that. So you're not sitting there like, what?
Yeah, okay, so we find out her mom passed away, which kind of sticks to the Disney line of how Walt would have done it.
In some ways, yes. I know, I want to see Aladdin too. I think...
I told you there, woman. Go and see it. You've heard my stream. You know the day.
But... Also,
look at the laptop, please. It's dying. Or something.
No, it's the update.
Hit another time, please, before it resets. Sorry. New laptop, new problems, or AKA old laptop of mine, but I gave to her, and it's constantly playing the updating game for some fabulous reason.
And I got whatever. Anyways, but. So far, Cinderella, Jungle Book, and Beauty and the Beast that they've done so far with live action were pretty good. I could sit there and be like, you guys still stick to the story, still added some stuff, like maybe some plot holes that we did not know. It's nice to have a story with it, like a pre-thing. But this one is not a remake. Dumbo is not a remake.
If you wanted to call it anything, it would be more like a demake.
Or like... Oh, this is what could have happened if, Disney had the money or something, that's how I felt.
But again, it's not even Dumbo. It's, again, cowboy or war veteran and 2 kids save a flying elephant and give him back to his mother. The end.
So
Thank you for your money.
So that's what I'm trying to say. guys, either wait till...
Not even a reboot, Chris. I wouldn't even dub it a reboot. It was more like a... It's like take the name of a favorite movie you like, just lather it in a pile of shit, throw it all in a blender, and there you go. Brand new movie.
Right. So I'm hoping this is not the start for, like, Aladdin and the Lion King.
I hope not. Like I said.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want this to be like the start. This is what I'm going to have
like
to be
I said, because if they destroy... destroy those two, I'm going to be crushed. Because Lion King and Aladdin alone were my childhood.
But like I said, this is what's making me... This is the start. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, please, for the love of God... Please do not make this the start of what these next 2 live action movies that's coming out this year are going to be the same thing, you know? I really don't want that, because if that's what's going to be, then I'm going to be really upset, and I'm going to be looking at Disney like, you guys need to get your crap together right now, because your guys are sucking right now. Honestly, you need to start getting kids that were in the 90s that watched all these movies and tell you how to do them.
You remember how they kept talking about eras? And we were figuring out what type of era this one would be? And one of the people you were watching said this is the sequels era. Even though it's so short in the 2019 era, I don't think it's more of the sequels era. I think it's more of the...
Well, she was talking about more animated, and these are just technically supposed to be the live action.
Yeah, but this even CGI itself, Dumbo, granted it is live action, but at the same time it's mostly animation because of CGI. It's
I'm showing the elephants that are like CGI and some of the animation.
Lion King, again, it's full animation, and they say it's live action. No, again, CGI, it's all full animation. There's no actual actors being shown in there. Therefore, it's animation to me.
Right. Well, and I agree with that, too.
Dumbo, sure, live action.
Because if there's at least one person
there's actually one person as a legitimate actor.
That's why I consider you the Jungle Book live action, because you had one actual live person in there, which was Mowgli.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm agreeing with you, Bella. Sometimes they are destroying
the Brown Age of Disney. No, I would call it more like the rehash age. Let's take what the people. I think that's a better terminology. It's the rehash age, because it's taking what you loved and like giving it a spin and seeing if they can still monetize off of the same storytelling, but in a different way.
But either way, this age is, they haven't named it yet, and they're gonna it'll take a while, and probably until the end or when they think it's like, because it could be over from like a 2-year span to like 5-year span of this is what this age is now.
Are you kidding me? Honestly, I would either call it the rehash stage or the third dark age.
Right.
Because
I don't know. We can't sit there and say anything because.
It's only 4 months in.
I guess, like I said, Ralph the Bricks, the internet, people are saying it's a good movie. I haven't seen it personally. I haven't, sat down to watch it yet, which...
Yeah, supposedly Frozen 2 is coming out.
In
Toy
November.
Story 4 is coming out in June.
Well, they're not even talking about Toy Story. I think that's in its Pixar age, so it's not really, I know it's still owned by Disney, but I guess with Pixar movies are still, whatever. But like I said, when you're getting like those, I gotta see those before I can sit there and be like, hey, okay, this is great, whatever. But like I said, I'm hoping Dumbo is not the start of what's going to happen with these next 2 live action movies that's coming out this year.
I agree.
With Aladdin and Lion King, because this to me feels like we're foreshadowing here, guys. This is what's going to be. It's going to almost suck because we decided to,
Well, no, but no. Then again, it's all based on the directors, and again,
it was Tim Burton for one that directed this movie. I don't know what he was trying to pull. Don't get me wrong with Tim Burton.
Okay,
I like Tim Burton as an actor, as a director. Not an actor, sorry. Director. But for what he did to this, I don't think he did a great job at all.
I think that's because it was it's Tim Burton. We all know Tim Burton's work with like Nightmare Before Christmas, The Corpse Bride.
It's dark.
Yeah, they're all dark, but they all actually have a good story. They have a good finish. Some of it's confusing, but at the same time, if you rewatch the movies, you can understand some of the endings.
Right.
Kind of like a Quentin Tarantino. This one, I think, is his work, but again, at the same time, it's directed by Disney, more or less, where it's like, okay, we know we're going to get attacked by the social justice warriors and the PETAs and the whatever, so you need to change all of this up.
So I want to sit there and say...
Because they're probably looking at the script like, we love it, we like it, but this needs to change, because everybody's fucking butthurt nowadays.
Right, and that's what I'm trying to say.
So Disney's literally trying to make a cash crop off of the classics, but trying to change it up for the butthurt.
But the thing is, I understand that, but Disney needs to get off their high horse and be like, dude, Walt Disney created this whole company. You wouldn't think he would sit there and take out, put out a movie that wasn't great.
Come the fuck on. Look,
I told you when we talked about it last week, he is a perfectionist. Disney was.
Oh yeah.
Walt Disney was perfect. So most of all the movies that he has done since Snow White 1937 till Jungle Book in 1967, those were all perfect movies because he made sure they were perfect. And then you look after that, before the Renaissance, that Dark Age, the Bronze Age, they were all like, we don't know what to do. We're all like lost. We're all freaking out because,
Joshua has the right idea.
Great. Yes, Josh. I agree with you on that too. Where innovation and originality is dead. Yes. That's where I'm seeing where Disney is. Or Disney itself, the company itself. Got hubby to watch too. Well, thank you.
But see, Joshua knows what we're talking about. It literally is the age. I mean, minus a few small.
I think this is what it is. It's like I wouldn't call it this age as the originality is dead because we're coming back to.
That's why I'm saying the rehash age.
Yeah,
it really is.
Besides, they take it for granted for like Toy Story 4 and Frozen 2 because they're sequels.
Josh is your hubby. Hi, hubby.
Hi, Josh. Nice to meet you, Josh.
Nice to finally meet you after so long. You've been watching my streams.
Well, at least you can get into this with us too, Josh. I don't care.
Yep.
If you're just a diehard Disney fan, it's not like at least me.
Well, I'll be saying, ow, that actually hit my nipple.
But like I said, like you could tell when the ages of like the Golden Age and the Silver Age, you had Disney, and then when you got to the Dark Age, people were like, we lost our shepherd. What the heck are we supposed to do? We don't know what to do. So that's when we came up with the recycling thing. Yeah,
but I mean,
but you realize. But
I mean, Disney had a great direction until they decided to get this other guy.
But no, but if you watch, like, and I even agree with the girl, because the girl, you could tell, like, when she was talking about, when I was watching this other video with what she was saying, I was agreeing. It's like, oh, look, we have our shepherd, which is Walt Disney. He did the Golden Age and Silver Age. Yeah, I'm taking for granted some of the movies weren't the best, but they still did good. Get to the Dark Age, the Bronze Age. Everybody was like, what are we supposed to do?
That was in comparison to what I was talking about. What was the term again that they used for recycled animation?
I don't know. I forgot what
it was. Something oscopy or whatever. Retrooscopy or some shit.
Like that.
So basically, what they did in the Bronze Age was to save a buck, and because they didn't know what they did to do animation wise. Because I was a big flop of Sleeping Beauty, because that's where the big flop was. Because they made it so big, like Disney even made it big, like. Oh my god! And it turned out to be the most flopped. Well, yeah, but like, between. But that, like I said, but Sleeping Beauty was the last princess that Disney ever did because of that big flop, and so that's why there was like a big gap between Sleeping Beauty to when we got to Ariel. Yes. So. But like. Anyways, so between Walt's death, although I love how he like in the interview that he had for the CBC, between Pinocchio and. What was the other one? Fantasia. Artistic success, financial failure. Well, but you gotta realize too, and he realized this too, like with Pinocchio, Dumbo, Fantasia, and Bambi, they flopped because they couldn't go overseas because of the war. Yep. Because of World War II. So that's why they flopped so bad. That's why he almost lost money because of World War II caused that, because he couldn't go overseas. It still astonishes me that the fun fact we did last time of Hitler actually watching a Walt Disney movie. Well, he liked Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Which he loved it. He even had his own copy. If it was in the term that he was in position of power, it's kind of contradicting that a Nazi leader loved a Jewish man's work. Right. It is still mind-blowing to this day, where it's like a man who supposedly hates Jews is watching a Jews movie. Yeah. I don't think he was a Jew, was he? Walt Disney? No, I don't think he was. I think he was like... No. I think he was a Christian. I think Disney was Jewish. Well, anyways, we'll discuss that next week too. Yeah, we're gonna do a lot more. We'll do some deep, we'll do some really deep research, because with a name like Disney itself, it really does sound like a Jewish name. But the nose, the way he presented himself. I mean, you could say that about anybody with the nose. He just said that. True, but I'm guessing he was just doing a stereotypical thing. I mean, he probably even took some Germans that were actually full-blood German that were born German, whatever. No. I mean, we can find that out.
But anyways, I'm saying,
retro, whatever that term was.
Whatever.
We did trail off. So the original dance of this because you'll see it in 3 movies.
Okay, well,
and it starts off with Snow White's and the Seven Dwarfs.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that when we get to the Dark Age. When we discuss the Dark Age.
Why? That'll be a topic we forget about, mainly.
No, we won't. You will not forget the recycled scenes. Trust me, I won't forget the recycled scenes.
I mean, these carried on in...
But that's what made the Dark Age
so
dark.
I know, but it started off...
Because they didn't know what to do, so they were sitting there like, well, let's just recycle. Let's just recycle.
Yeah, because it started off in Snow White, and then it was recycled in 3 other movies after that.
Yeah, but like I said, when we
in the same era.
But like I said, with the Dark Age, that's what I'm trying to say. When Disney died, they're all like lost sheep. They don't know what to do, so let's just recycle. You know.
Irish, English, and German. Really.
I knew. Yeah, really. But like I said, when we got to the Dark Age, everything was recycling because they didn't know what to do. They couldn't come up with their own real originality. They're just like, oh, we'll just take stuff from the Silver Age and the Golden Age, and make, people won't know. People are too stupid to figure out that's recycled. Like, oh, but but for us nowadays, we're like looking at it like, wait, that scene from Robin Hood looks really familiar to this other movie. Like, really?
Yeah.
Or even the characters. Think about it. From Robin Hood, 2 characters came out of another movie. The same exact character, voice, and everything. From Jungle Book. Jungle Book and Robin Hood have the same characters. 2 same characters, same design, everything, same voice actor who did them.
Yep.
So it's like, but like I said, I like with the Dumbo thing, it's like, it was one of Disney's babies, basically. He created it. He watched it come to form. And then when you have people nowadays ruining it, it's like, ugh. I thought he was. Yeah, Disney was a part of a sect of Protestantism. Yeah, he was he was a Christian, but he was like the Protestant part.
Okay. So, sorry, I was doing a little quick research on it. I was like, okay, no, it checks out.
So you're kind of like, I just think this Dumbo just doesn't deserve anything out of the 10 because I just...
Oh, no, it doesn't. It does. Again, if you wanted to paint those little, and I do mean little, homages to the original, but they're so... You really have to take a look in them in the movie itself to say, oh, that's a reference to the original, that's a reference to the original. And those were the 2 points, like the 2 full points, where each 4 segments is like a half point.
Mm-hmm.
So I would honestly give it a 2 out of 10 if I was a hardcore Disney fan.
Well, Ellie, Disney didn't hate anybody. He enjoyed having African Americans and everything. He loved to do all kinds of cultural stuff. He most likely Disney did was bring all the cultural stuff to light.
So
instead of being in the dark.
Well, no, the only references people have to use against that is the dark jokes that certain animators have made against Disney, where he would hate the Jews supposedly because
of his... dance scene from Robin Hood and elements from Snow White, Jungle Book, and Eriscuits. Yeah.
Yep. That's what I was trying to talk about.
Yeah. Well, Josh will probably talk about that when we get, because we are doing certain podcasts for like certain ages. Like we did last week, we did the Golden Age.
Yep. So like, and now we're going to get to the Silver Age.
So
and
we're
then
going to
we're
talk about
get to the Bronze/Dark Age.
And then we'll go to Renaissance, then and so forth, So we're going to go through all of those movies. So if you want to join in, we'll let you know. We'll let at least Bella know that when those happen. But they usually happen every week. And again, guys, I'm going to tell you this too for next week too. It'll be on another Wednesday because I can't do it on a Thursday like I normally do.
But sorry to interrupt you. It's just, a lot of animators of today's day and age really took a hash at Walt Disney because of his German roots, and I think that's why. I thought it was because of his Jewish or whatever. But taking a look back and now makes more sense. So like animators like Seth MacFarlane and Matt Groening and a few others took a jab at Walt Disney, where it's like, he was cryogenically frozen and he hates Jewish people and all that, when the opposite is he gave them most of his money when he made a good amount of fortune back from his movies. At least half, if not 3/4 of it, went towards Jewish charities.
Thanks, Rachel.
Yeah, like half, if not 3/4 of it, went towards Jewish charities. And
Well, I think
instead of being cryogenically frozen, his ashes were actually scattered across his theme parks.
No, actually, just one.
Just one, right?
The Disneyland, because that's the one he knew. He never knew Disney World. He had the idea of Disney World.
Isn't the one? So yeah, isn't the one in California?
Yeah, that Disneyland's in California. That's the one he knows, and he actually opened himself.
Yeah, those are the ones where his ashes are actually scattered in. They're not. Yeah, he's not buried. His ashes were actually scattered. That much I know.
But like I said, he only knew Disneyland. He had the thought of Disney World, but it didn't come to light until 1980s. When
that was the Michael Eisner days.
Yeah, that's when Disney World came to be, was in 1984.
Yeah, that was the end. That was almost the end of Roy's, and then into the introduction of Michael Eisner.
Right. Well, and that's when the Renaissance started, and that's when Disney became more popular, was in the Renaissance. I like the idea that his head is frozen somewhere. Yeah, it's not.
It's
Chris.
not.
That's a myth. Whatever.
Yeah.
He's completely nobody or any of him is present.
I mean, if you wanted to get technical for those who are like all the ooh and the mystifying, his spirit is in Disneyland.
I guarantee he's somewhere in Disneyland.
You know, yeah, that's about it.
I would love to go to Disneyland and have that feel like Disney is like right by you, talking to you, introducing you to Disneyland and all that stuff. Like when you walk in the park. I would love to have been that time period when that Disneyland opened and he, was, whatever, and you see him when you walk in.
Yeah, actually shaking your hand.
Yeah, that would be like, if I had a time machine, that would be the one thing I would like to go back, is to actually meet Walt Disney himself. Because that is the man, the legend, the myth. And I would love to go back and tell him, like, dude, just to let you know, your success is going to keep going.
No, you can't even
I know
do
I
that.
Couldn't do that, but it's almost you want to tell him, like,
don't
worry when you die.
No, yeah, I know, because the whole butterfly effect, whatever you do can change the whole space-time continuum, the flow of the universe, the flow of, what could happen. And it sucks, because it's like, you can tell Walt Disney right then and there, hey, I know you like smoking cigars and cigarettes. You need to stop. You'll die at this age. If you do,
we can't do that because
exactly. It's the same aspect. Like, don't worry, when you die, your company will still go strong.
Because I think about that time too, they were starting to think that smoking was kind of bad, starting to. I would be surprised if his daughters told him, like, "Hey, please stop, Dad, please stop."
I read a few good articles showing how the myth of him being racist came about. Oh, I want, Josh,
if you feel like
actually, if you could give those links to Bella or join my Discord, you're more than welcome to, and you could throw us those links in either a direct message.
Also, Josh, would you like to be on this podcast? Just your voice, like just you talking. You don't have to be on video, just to talk, so we can get your side too, opinions.
Yeah, because we're always open. We're always open to the idea of anybody who is a huge Disney fan to come and join us in the voice chat to talk about it. Topics, different thoughts, different everything. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to be just a fellow streamer friend that is into Disney. It could be you guys as well.
But what if going back and telling Walt that he is a success is what leads him to be a success, like it was a destiny all along?
That is a good one.
Yeah.
Like if you went back and told Walt, like, hey, keep doing what you're doing. Even when you pass, it's your legacy you still live on.
Like
maybe it could be the drive for him to keep going.
You don't know. He could have been worried when he was on his deathbed. For all we know, be like, oh my God, is my part going to be good? Is my next movie going to be good? Well, all that, and then you want to sit there and just let him ease. Like, hey, you can die peacefully and be like, dude, don't
everything's
worry.
going to be all right.
You're going to be okay. Your legacy's going to keep going forever.
Is Nightbot working?
I don't have Nightbot.
Oh.
Or that I don't have the Discord. I do have Nightbot. I just don't have Discord.
So then, Nightbot should know what he's doing.
Yeah, but I don't have the Discord on here.
No, you have my Discord.
But like I said, it should have this, I think.
Unless it's...
Did I do that? Did I do the hashtag or did I do that thing? I think
I don't remember. Either way, Belle, just if your husband's interested, grab my create invite link, whatever, and send it to your hubby.
Thumper? I'm wondering if it's hashtag Thumper or...
It's probably exclamation.
I know it's one of them.
Anyways, so, like I said, if we were going in the Albert aspect where it's like, Dumbo's a new concept to me, like I said, 7.5 out of 10. If it was a brand new concept to me, if I didn't see the original Dumbo,
Right.
I would enjoy that movie.
Like I said,
if I was a hardcore...
Kid, like, if it was your kid first seeing this, like, as a Dumbo, like, this is your first time seeing a Dumbo
It's
movie.
not a bad movie. It's worth watching if you're new to the whole Dumbo thing.
Right.
If you're an original Disney lover, hardcore Disney lover, again, you rated a 0. I honestly rated a 2 because of some nostalgia points, but the rest is absolute shit.
Right.
You know? And that's me being courteous about it. You're giving it the full-on, I don't like it, even with the homage nods, I don't like it.
Right.
I'm giving it at least that homage courteous and be like, okay, you're getting a 2.
I do have Nightbot. We set up Nightbot.
Yeah, we set up Nightbot. I know this. Maybe it's just being inactive.
Probably.
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll figure out Nightbot later or whatever. So
Then again, new laptop. For all we know, it could just be acting like a dildo.
I thought it doesn't matter because it's on this. It's on YouTube because he's a mod and everything.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
Well, anyways, I'm not worried about Nightbot right now, guys. But yeah, so like I said, for a hardcore Disney fan, it's not worth it to go see.
No, it's better to
it's
better to rent it for cheap. Or watch it for cheap.
Right, but like I said, for me, like, I'm a really hardcore Disney fan. I've watched pretty much all these movies, at least once or twice. But it's just like, it was just like, it broke my heart, basically.
I'm not going to do it, Bella. If it's not working, it's not going to work. So, on a buy method, you say no. You would rather, like, one day Redbox it.
I would just, like, if you want to, I'd rather you Redbox it, pay what, less than what you would go to a movie for.
Well, I mean, we got lucky. We only paid about $5 per ticket.
But I chose that because we went to the matinee time, which I prefer to do
But
that anyway.
Honestly, I wouldn't even buy it on DVD. If you were gonna buy a Dumbo on DVD, buy the fucking original. Buy this one.
Right, buy that one. That one's a lot better.
Yeah, buy the original because at least you're getting your money's worth.
So I can get to your channel. She just wants you to say something so she can get to your channel. That's why she was asking.
Oh, okay, honey. Sorry, but yeah, I would wait like Netflix, Redbox.
Whichever. Don't do Netflix, guys, because soon Disney's
I'm saying whichever is more convenient that you could get the movie on.
And also, guys, I'm gonna let you know there is a Disney streaming service starting pretty soon, and all Disney movies from like
summer of 2019.
Yeah, from all Netflix and all that's going to be off Netflix, and you have to go buy that streaming service, which I probably might do because I might want to watch some old movies or something, but. It's going to be gone from Hulu too here pretty soon. Like all Disney's going to go away from Hulu, Netflix, all that, and Amazon Prime, everything. Because Disney's going to get rid of everybody and they're making their own streaming service with all their movies only.
Now, here's my biggest gripe. Okay? Who do you think has the licensing rights to Kingdom Hearts 3? Square Enix or Disney?
Mostly Disney because it's all Disney.
Correct. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing they do with their Kingdom Hearts anime comics, or as they call them, fucking mangas. So there's a Kingdom Hearts manga that has been stretched out from the original all the way up until recent. And the last one is going to be the Kingdom Hearts 3 manga that ends it.
Mm-hmm.
Then these are legitimate mangas made by like the Japanese manga companies that you would see like, the fuck is it called? Shonen Jump? But it's a different company. But it tells an anime.
He's downloading Discord now.
Okay, so it's basically they have a full on manga series of everything Kingdom Hearts, and it's in the same style,
right?
Shortened in a cartoony Japanese style manner. But I want to see, and I don't know why Disney has not thought of it. I want to see.
We're getting a raid.
Hey, Magic Marvelous raid. Nice. What's going on, Magic Marvelous? How are you doing?
Yeah. Whoops. Wait, whoops. What? Did you whoops, Yuki? Did you put somebody else in here that should not have been in here? Yuki, you made me all excited. Thanks, Yuki.
That's okay.
It's all right.
We still love you.
Yeah, we still love you, Yuki.
Right. Anyways, so my biggest gripe is Disney has not thought of this. And I think it would be a smart idea from a business standpoint and a fan standpoint. Because you've seen how many people love the Kingdom Hearts franchise. You know how many people love the Kingdom Hearts franchise. It's no longer a hidden gem. Sorry. It's no longer a hidden gem in the world. It's actually a damn good thing. People like it. People actually have read the manga. And the moment that someone actually made their idea of a Kingdom Hearts anime opening, the internet went wild with it. Mm-hmm. They thought it was a legitimate thing. It was going to be good, whatever. And it was like, no, this is not owned by Square Enix or Disney. This one was all fan made. And they're like, what the hell? Like, right. I mean, granted, like, your art style is good and everything, but why Disney? Why Square Enix? Why can't you do this?
Well, you gotta realize that too. And just now, you realize this now. They just got a new CEO for Disney now.
Yes.
And to let you guys know, it's the first female CEO for Disney. She's the first female. I don't remember her name, but I have to look her up. But
yeah,
now we have a first.
Honestly, I hope she does a better job. Otherwise, you know how many sexist men are going to give her shit because they're taking on.
I don't know. I'm gonna say right now, she's probably starting to get shit now from Dumbo.
Oh yeah.
That's where, and now I can see why the reason why Dumbo did so poorly in the box office, because it's not Dumbo. It even came close to Dumbo.
Well, no, but I mean, again, and it's not. I mean, to me, it's not a personal attack. But most men will be like, well,
I don't know if it was during her reign. Anyways, I couldn't tell when it was made. I couldn't tell.
It was 2 years in production, so this was probably like the end of whatever this guy's was.
Like I said, I don't know when
2017, like 2016.
I know, but like I said, but I don't know when she came into being CEO.
Well, apparently she, from what the video told, said she came in 2017, 2018. Like
so
roughly around that.
She's
fresh. Yeah, so she's fresh. She's the one who started what I deem the rehash era, as you would. Because this is honestly what I call the rehash. Yeah, like the remakes, rehash era. Like just the era, I guess.
Era?
Yeah, because it's like a reimagining, a remake, a reboot, a rehash.
Well, then you get this like just sequels. Because you got, got Toy Story 4, and then you got Frozen 2, which are sequels, basically.
Well, no, that's why I say reboots, because...
Ralph, that breaks the internet.
That's what I'm saying, reboots in another way, because they're taking what was supposed to be a one-shot, and they're rebooting it, trying to make it fresh and new, like Frozen 2. What happens after the original Frozen?
Hopefully, I hope they stick to that way, because if not, then I'd be like,
I mean, come on, it looks... I mean, don't get me wrong, Frozen 2's trailer looks great, but at the same time, it looks like war's coming.
Well, that's a good
Some sort of war's coming, so they have to give it a dark tone to a already kid-friendly thing, which is great.
Well, Frozen was just the same way. It got dark just as fast as what we're seeing in Frozen 2.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying with Frozen 2, it's just like, to me, it seems I want to know if is it going to be a war, or are we going to figure out, is this a thing for Elsa? Is she going to be homosexual, or she's going to have the heterosexual? What are we going to do? Maybe it might be something like that, a fight with that, to see what she decides. What's her heart? What is she going for? Because people are saying she's becoming, going to have a homosexuality, all that.
Yeah, but I again, back to the other topic. I'm sorry, I'm trailing off. They're going to give this woman so much shit depending on every movie she does, whether it's a success or a failure. And if they're all failures, then they're going to say something along the lines of, "Oh, trust a woman to do a man's job," especially in the world of Disney.
Well, that's when she's going to have to start, like with any woman. I mean, take for granted anybody that's going to be trying to be in power. Women are still going to have to fight, no matter what. And they're going to have to know when they walk into it, like, hey, I'm being the CEO of this place, but, with all men, and I'm the only woman, type thing, So I'm going to have to stand up for myself and be like, what?
I honestly want to give her credit and see where it goes. She's only been in 2 years. Okay, some were success, some were a flop.
Well, but
There's been more flops than success so far.
But listen to this. Disney had the same issue.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter. Every CEO is going to go through it.
Well,
besides Mike Eisen.
Well, no, but I mean,
because of him with Renaissance. But
take a look at you. You're the hardcore Disney fan. I'm just a semi-Disney fan, right? So to me, again, that's where I could see both sides of the spectrum. Where I say, if I was a hardcore fan, I would give it a 2. If I was a newbie, I would give it a 7.5. I'm in the middle on both sides. Mm-hmm. You're on the hardcore, and if she continues to fail more than she succeeds, you're going to call her out on her shit. Hey, do your damn job, do it right. This is not how I imagine Disney.
Not necessarily. I wouldn't have attacked her directly about it. I'd be like, hey, like more or less, I wouldn't be like rude about it. I'd be like, hey, honey, if you're going to be doing this, you need to kind of keep the storyline, but you can still add extra stuff. Like I'll give that example. Like
I don't know. I'm gonna go from like I'm not saying
Bella.
I'm not saying I'm Albert. But I'm gonna go into his mindset, and you have to imagine Disney's trying to roll with us in this new day and age. It's the only thing.
Understand,
the only thing
but why,
Disney keeping itself relevant is trying to tell us stories.
If you're gonna do that, make your own original stuff. Don't go back to stuff that's already made.
No, I'm sorry.
No, but that's if you're wanting me to keep.
No, it's just like her husband Joshua said. Originality in creation is dead. Do you know why? Because again, a lot of butthurt people. Because if you know because
you know there was butthurt people way back in the day.
I understand that.
No, listen. There was butthurt people back in the day with freaking Song of the South when it came out. You know how many people were attacking that movie before it even came out itself in the 1940s?
Oh, no, I know.
And so, it doesn't matter what generation you're going to be in, you're going to have butthurt people. A lot of times you're just going to have to say, you know what? F you people that are butthurt. Get over yourself.
Oh, no, because now Disney's more impressionable. Again, you can't do anything. Same thing in the...
But Disney is... No, but the thing is, you can have the impressionable, but they're the biggest company right now. No. They own pretty much everything.
No,
they can
own everything, but it doesn't matter.
So if you're going to tell me that, then if Disney's owning all these other companies, then all the other movies should be the same thing. So like from your Fox... your whatever they own, they should all be like Disney, G-rated, let's all have a happy ever after, no more killing, no more blood, no more sex, no more
It's
anything.
Eventually going to turn out to that because every
but that's what I'm getting at.
I know.
Disney's not. Disney's a back burner sometimes with people.
Again, and I agree with you, but again, it's also it's not just Disney, it's also in the realm of video games, television shows. Everything.
If you're going to sit there and tell me, if you're going to tell me Disney's sitting there like, oh, they got to be impressionable. They can't do this and this. Then whatever they own should follow the same prospect. So then you're going to learn all that, lose all that. And then people are going to be all like, what the heck?
Oh, no. It's honestly getting to that point. Have you seen the news lately? Have you seen Fox News lately? More of it's more or less like major stories, yes. But they're not as like, how do I put it, grotesque and violent?
Our camera's man's getting drunk.
Like, it's weird. It's honestly... Oh, yeah, the camera moved. On its own.
Our ghost is back, guys.
But it's honestly getting to that point where, in today's society, today's day and age, no matter what you do, if you're Disney, if you're a video game developer, if you're this, if you're that, people are getting so fucking butthurt.
That's the point I'm trying to say, too. But you know what? People just need to get over it and be like, you know what?
Again, I understand where you're coming from.
Get over it, people. And if they're going to...
And I get that. I really do.
But in the case of the point where I'm getting a little irritated is because people are listening to those butthurt people. I just want to tell them to go F themselves and be like, you know what?
Trust me.
Go fuck yourself.
I would do the same.
I'm done.
I would do the same. However, in a business-like company, whether you want to agree with it or not want to agree with it, you have to appease all people so that way you can make profit. If you're pissing off a lot of people, you make no profit.
But that tells you know what? Freaking get over yourselves, because you know what? Because I'm sorry, even people are going back and hitting movies now
that fine.
Were made like way back. No, I'm talking about for today's people.
I know
this generation needs to go fuck themselves and go live their lives. I just say, you know what? Why don't you guys go live on your own if you want to sit there and think you're so know-it-all? Like,
trust you me. Trust you me. I wholeheartedly agree, because today's day and age, you can't even make a fucking Disney movie or a video game or whatever where they're like, I want a white protagonist. Oh, why does it got to be a fucking white protagonist? Why can't it be a black protagonist or a Puerto Rican protagonist or a Spanish protagonist or a this protagonist? Okay, fine. I'll make it a multicultural. Why you gotta make it a multicultural? Like, I just can't fucking please you, can't I? Why don't you take this cactus, shove it up your ass, and go fuck yourself?
I mean, that's what I'm getting at with this generation. Disney and them all should be like, you know what? Just stand up and be like, fuck you guys. Go whine and bitch about shit. You know what? Sooner or later, somebody's going to shut your ass up because you know what? You're not in power. Until you become in power, you can do what the fuck you want, and hopefully the rest of us are dead by the time you become in power, because I don't want to be in that day and age of being with those guys being in power.
No.
But right now, you guys can just shut your freaking mouths
and be like... What do we call it? Generation X?
I I don't know what this
millennials?
generation is, but this generation is the big baby generation.
No. I'm talking about us. We're like the millennials.
We're the N1.
Millennials.
Yeah,
and,
we are.
I call this generation past us the fucking silver spooners. Like, give me what I
He
want.
posted a link in Talkie Talk.
Some sauce. But yeah, like this new generation is outside of a small few, is a bunch of butthurt fucking.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Give me what I want, or I'm not happy type of fuckers.
Well, and I want to tell them, be like, you know what?
Gen X.
You're not going to get it. We didn't get it. We got smacked in the face if we acted like you. So
Are you kidding me?
In a store.
80s babies, 90s babies, stand the fuck up. We grew up in an era where the internet was just blossoming. You hear
and cell phones were just starting.
Cell phones were giant ass bricks without screens. If you wanted to get on the internet, you had Lovey Sanzo.
And then you lost your phone. You couldn't talk on the phone. When
You couldn't talk on the phone. Otherwise, you'd hear loud ass noise, or you would lose your internet.
No, they're not, Chris. We're considered that because if we were part of the technology age, even though we were kids, we were still part of the technology age.
Yeah.
Because technology was growing by the time we were born, most of us, anyways.
And you know what the best app was for us back in the day? It was a lovely game called Outside.
Right. That's the problem nowadays. These kids don't have imagination. That's why I'm going to sit there and almost want to say Disney's going to die when these kids.
You 86? I'm an 87. Hello.
I'm born 88.
So we are millennials.
Right, Devontae? I'm sorry. Well, we got into Disney, but it was like because Disney's playing.
Oh no, it still technically applies to Disney in a sense
because they're playing it safe.
Because Disney's playing it safe now. That's the point I'm trying to get at. Is Disney's trying to play it safe as a business. So they're playing it safe with their movies. They're playing it safe with their merchandising, with what they have to say, whatever actions they do, whatever course of actions.
Or what they're like, even on YouTube, who they're advertising, who are they supporting?
Yeah, who are they marketing?
Right.
You know, and if they have to choose wisely, because if they don't, a bunch of butthurt social justice keyboard warriors and everybody else that follows suit afterwards is going to be like, oh, Disney's anti this, oh, Disney's anti that. And it's going to cost the company millions, if not billions, and that's what's going to drop and kill Disney.
But sometimes Disney can stand up on its own. It's like, hey, we're this big thing. You know what? Screw you, people. This is how it's going to go. You're going to have to try to get over yourself.
Realistically, they could if they wanted to. But because of the way they're trying to build it and look at it from a business point of view, they don't want to piss off or challenge the butthurt and the socials.
But the thing is... Josh. But like I said, it's just like to the point. It's just like, get over it.
Oh, yeah, no,
This generation kids could go F themselves, go whatever. It's like, I want you to go live in my daily life and nature, see how you survive, because you are not going to like it. You're not going to get anything handed to you, not for free, for anything like that. I don't know, right? But it's just like, you know...
Bella, if I got hurt...
I mean, the thing
Hold on,
is...
I'm sorry. If I got hurt in any way, shape, or form, you'd actually feel bad after a while. Like, if I was hospitalized because of that, you'd feel bad.
But like I said, even this generation is attacking older movies. Like, when I told you, when I had the thing where they're like, oh, we're going to attack Mary Poppins.
Oh, yeah, no, that makes no fucking sense.
Because, if anybody doesn't know... This generation, for some reason,
yeah, there was no real reason to attack Mary Poppins.
But was this guy from listen, from college?
I know. I've heard this story.
I'm talking to people here.
So yeah, if you guys,
I'm saying it was this professor from a certain college. I don't remember what it was, but he's some professor.
So
and then all of a sudden,
what they've done was they took the scene.
Excuse me, you're not allowed.
I'm gonna let you finish because you're gonna go and elongate it. So, do you guys remember the Step in Time song?
I was getting there. You're just not allowing me to talk.
Yeah.
You're just shutting me up. Like, hello. I am trying to talk.
You always elongate it.
No, I don't. I'm trying to tell you.
Elongate.
If you're not going to allow me to talk, then what the hell am I even here for?
You're right. So, Dick Van Dyke, Step in Time, Mary Poppins, Professor. Go.
But it...
Snowflakes are horrible.
Everybody's just like it. They just laugh because I'm going after you about stuff.
Oh, no, that's why I keep doing it, because it's funny when you get pissed off at me and people are enjoying it.
So, but basically this professor from this college made a big deal out of the one scene from Step in Time from Mary Poppins, when Mary Poppins takes out her little compact thing and puts black on her nose and thinking she's trying to be black. When all in all, and if you guys watched the movie, if I've seen the movie, it's because she was just putting some more soot on her to make her look dirty. Because all the other guys were...
They had soot on their faces.
They're chimney sweep people. So she was just kind of going with it.
But this professor pointed out, oh, she's trying to pull off the black face. That was, you know...
They're all going to have me, like, duct tape you. But anyways, basically...
I think what we do when we clash like this, it makes for hilarity.
But the thing is, it's like they were trying to make it sound like it was a racial thing, thinking she was trying to be wanting to be black, which she wasn't, because it was a chimney sweep scene, which everybody was already dirty.
Look,
she just made herself look a little bit more dirty.
If people wanted to get really impressionable and they wanted to pull off that crap, take a look at The Rescuers and The Rescuers Down Under. Outside of one character, if you wanted to count him, in The Rescuers, almost every character, outside of a few, were white color based.
I want to say yes and no.
I said outside of a few.
Most of them are all different colors.
Yes. Like if you wanted to get to the exotic animals, yeah, they were colored. But like the main focal characters, white.
No.
The mice were white?
No, one was, but the other one wasn't. Bernard was gray. He wasn't white.
They made him more whiter in the Down Under.
No, he was gray still.
Really?
Yes.
And then Mr. Kangaroo Rat Boyfriend was more dark tone.
Well, because of course, if you're gonna be I'm sorry, but if you're mostly gonna be
but
in
again,
Australia,
but outside of that, the main focal point was the boy and the asshole didgeridoo boy. They were white because again, it was in Australia. But again, there's African Americans in Australia. There's
I know, but
like Tash. There's Asians in Australia too.
I know, but they were just doing that because of whatever. And then they're showing too that not all Australians are tan either, because it's a hot place. Mm-hmm. They're showing that there was people that were just as like being there doing whatever.
Sword in the Stone. All the characters were white.
But like I said, you gotta realize the time period these movies came out. Just think, if these kids get triggered by Mary Poppins, imagine them watching Blazing Saddles, right?
Yeah. Watching Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of movies that you could point out and say, hey, these were predominantly white movies.
But you gotta realize, too, back in, like, the Golden Age and the Silver Age, which was the time period that still the African Americans still didn't have their rights. They had, they weren't slaves, but they still didn't have rights.
Doesn't matter.
But you gotta realize, like you're saying, Disney's playing it safe, too. Mm-hmm. Because they want to sit there and please everybody. So that's why you don't hardly see any African Americans being part of anything. Or if they were those low characters, whatever. They said, like the Crows were. Song of the South, they were upset because it was an African American lead. Uncle Ramius was African American.
I mean, look, Song of the South, I don't think it was racial in any way, shape, or form.
It wasn't. It wasn't racial. But I think a lot of people were just upset because, yes, Taylor Gray, yes, they were talking about slaves back in the Civil War.
But again, it's what Walt grew up with, especially on his tour.
True. Thanks for pointing that out, Pink. Yes. But the thing is, it's just like, well, he was trying to show history. He wasn't trying to be racial of any sort.
No, he wasn't.
He was just showing like.
Well, no, but again, this was part of the Bronze Age, Dark Age era.
No, Song of the South? No, Song of the South was during the Golden Age.
Really?
Yes, it was made in the 1940s.
Wasn't that the beginning of his tour, or was that during the Dark Age?
What?
The whole Song of the South, like certain other things, like the Three Calaberos.
That was during the wartime. That was during the wartime era when they had the small.
So this is when he was going around different areas.
No, he just went down to South America. That was it.
Okay, so yeah.
That was the time when they took him to it.
So he's dealt with like all. Fables. So yeah, he took inspiration from all different cultures.
But that was during the wartime, and
be it from the Spanish culture, be it from the south, the actual deep south.
Well, because
cultures.
Government was showing it as an olive branch that they were included type thing. It was like kind of a small.
But at the same time, it was like I never saw it as a racial thing, but a lot of people made it racial.
But Song of the South came through like round between with Pinocchio and all that. Yeah. That 1940s and. people were having issues with it because of it. Well, of course, still, I'm telling you this, African Americans still didn't have leading roles, even in other movies, but not just Disney.
That was just Disney taking a risk, and for better or for worse, it was a risk, and a very innovative one at the time, because most of the people would portray blackface in that kind of that role, where they would take a white actor and they would powder him up black.
And Disney didn't want to do that.
Disney wanted the actual African American,
authentic. You're an African American, and for all I know, maybe that uncle, the actor, was probably part of the Civil War. We don't know. I mean, because it was still early.
But Disney took a huge risk, regardless of what anybody said or thought.
Basically, yes. The wartime cartoons, yes, they based off of World War II and all that. Yes, we know that. They did a lot of short cartoons in the wartime era, anyways. And I'm not gonna go into those because they're just short films. And if you guys want to, that's fine. If you want us to talk about, we can talk about the wartime era.
That's what we call controversial Disney.
Yeah, that one we'll save for another day. But yeah, the wartime era is kind of a special, like, little era, basically, because it was controversial, and it can be.
It was controversial, but at the same time, it was kind of what sort of.
And I'd rather wait on that one, and we can wait on that one too, on something too, so we don't offend anybody.
Oh yeah, no, but shoot. I mean, there's a lot of other things that we could get racial about with Disney.
But like I'm saying,
if people wanted to get butthurt,
right?
That
might make it.
It's just like
propaganda films are.
It's just like unlike.
Yeah, they were, Josh. They were propaganda.
Unlike Walt, not many of these new CEOs want to take that risk like Walt did.
Walt took a
lot of risk taking, because even if it costed his business, his company, there's been moments where Walt Disney has sold a majority of his shit, houses, cars, whatever, to keep the animation studio and his dream alive. Again, with Pinocchio and Fantasia, they were artistic success, financial failure. Like in Fantasia, it ended up taking the composer, Stokowski? Mm-hmm. He ended up giving him $400,000 alone in doing all the musical work for it.
Right. Well, like I said, Disney was a risk taker. On top of that being his perfection.
Oh yeah. So not only did his perfection get the better of him, but like he didn't care. He wanted to just make good movies, regardless of.
And sometimes he was doing it for educational purposes too. It wasn't just
he also wanted to do
for fun. Some of it was educational, I would think, because some of it I would take it as educational. Like, hey, like the Song of the South was educational because it's like this is what was going on at this time.
It was a mixture of educational from what he's grown up with, from what he's experienced, and then artistic, talent, like as well as perfectionism.
Right.
Because to his mind, the moment it shipped, it was his baby. He knew it. He worked hard on it, blood, sweat, and tears with the crews and everybody. Right. He didn't care. He was done. He wanted it to go out in the world. Yes.
Yeah.
But he made it the way he wanted it, the way he envisioned it, regardless of what was going to happen. Blood, sweat, and tears, money, and just let it out, regardless of what people said or thought. Today's day and age, the new CEOs, except for Michael Eisner and Roy, like when Roy was still a risk taker.
Yeah, he still, because he was sitting there envisioning his brother.
Yep.
He was like, this is my brother's work. I'm going to keep my brother's legacy going.
And Michael Eisner worked under Roy and worked under Walt back then.
I appreciate, I'm going to say this with Fantasia. I appreciate Fantasia, but I can't watch it as like if I'm going to sleep. Because
I love Fantasia. I hate Fantasia 2000.
I never really sat down and watched Fantasia 2000. To take it for granted, I have not sat down and watched it yet, but I like the Fantasia.
Think like the original.
Don't tell me about it because I want to watch it on my own.
You're not going to enjoy it.
I know, but
I'm going to be dead honest. Like even as a hardcore Disney.
Let me experience it on my own first before you can give me, because I hate when people tell me stuff before certain movies I haven't seen and tell me, oh, it's good, it's bad. I'm looking at them like, let me make my assumption first before you can tell me, hey, it's good, bad. I'd rather have my own thing.
Fair enough.
I use Night on Bald Mountain as my ringtone. Oh, that's awesome, Josh. But like I said, I like Fantasia because I like the music. I know the music, most of it.
But back to the topic. Walt Disney, Roy Disney, Michael Eisner, they all three of them took risk. When Michael Eisner was in there, the Renaissance era, from 89 to 99, he took a huge risk.
10 years.
10 years. The 10 years he was in, he took a lot of risks, a lot of money put into it, a lot of time into the animation studios.
And he still came out with...
Well, no, but again, he fought with a lot of animators, too, on these projects.
Right.
He fought with them tooth and nail and said, I believe in these.
Right.
These are going to be shipped the way they are, how Roy and Walt would have envisioned them. You guys are doing this, no ifs, no ands, no buts. If you do, there's the flipping door. Have a nice day.
Right.
And there has been some that actually have left, and he didn't care. It
Right.
still got pumped out, it still got pushed out, and in the end, it worked.
It's pretty good when you have one movie that goes up for an Oscar nomination for Best Picture, not just the animated version.
No, not just Best Picture. Best soundtrack, best best that.
No, the big thing is they can go through all the other ones, but the one that you never get with animation is
Best
going
Motion Picture,
which they have their own. They have the animated, category, but one movie actually made it to an actual Best Picture nomination. Didn't win, but it got there instead of being in the animated category. It was actually
considered
a great movie without, even though it's being animation, it was still great.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's not easy to do.
No, especially for animation.
No, especially animation.
Right.
Shit. So when you have like movies like Titanic and this and like Armageddon, and all of a sudden you can see a Disney movie pop up, and it's like, Walt Disney's blah blah blah, and it's like
Beauty and the Beast, you got it, Josh.
Exactly.
I know. Yeah, that's the movie.
But I'm saying, when you have it as an actual Oscar nomination,
right, without being the animated category.
Without an animated category, standing up to like these other Hollywood
big
giants,
right?
that says something. You're doing something right.
So that's why 91. Yep, Josh. Yep, you got it, dude. You do. Without me saying,
But the Michael Eisner days were just amazing, and
the
Renaissance era is what revived Disney as a whole.
Well,
Roy tried to pick up the pieces.
Also, this is another thing that the girl mentioned too. Mm-hmm. Without the Renaissance, Disney would have flopped big time. Renaissance actually made it into what it is today.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Today.
Roy tried to.
Hi,
Dana. Roy tried to revive Disney after.
we do this thing on. Hi, Dana. And we're getting back to.
Yes. So, Roy tried to, after the Dark Ages. Roy tried.
He tried to
pick up the pieces. He tried to keep it in pace. When Eisner stepped in, he fucking blew Disney back up.
Well, and that's what helped get Disney survival, basically.
Exactly. Without the Eisner,
if we didn't have the Renaissance, Disney wouldn't even be here today.
No, we wouldn't even have the concept of...
it was here today, but it wouldn't be as big as it has been now. With, five different parks,
it would still be here, but it wouldn't be as popular. Like, they wouldn't be buying Marvel, they wouldn't be buying this, they wouldn't be buying that.
It would be just like Universal, basically.
Yeah. It's just known in name.
Right.
Like a developer, or what the fuck you want to call them, like a namesake.
Right. Well, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. That's why the Renaissance made it push to where it is today.
But these two new CEOs, because of the whole media uprisings and the day of social era.
But also, when I'm sitting there too with Roy, I know he tried, but he was more the financial side for Disney. Disney was the imaginative. He was the one that.
Oh yeah, what was the imagination? Roy was just the numbers guy.
Yeah, he was telling Disney, "Oh, dude, you're not supposed to do this." He even was telling Disney what to do. Like, dude, I suggest not you buy that. But Disney's like, screw you, brother. I'm going to buy it no matter what. Because Disney buying Star Wars. Yeah, all that jazz. And now Star Wars is having its own little park in Disney World on Hollywood Studios. And it's opening up this summer.
The only thing that I agree was right was Eisner's decision to buy Pixar.
Right. Which was basically in the 2000s.
That was after Toy Story 2?
Roughly. Somewhere in the 2000s, that's when they bought Pixar. When Disney started.
Yeah.
That's when Disney, I think, really pretty much started buying other people
when they bought Pixar Animation Studios, that was a smart move.
Yeah, it was a smart move, but that's what I'm saying. That's when there was the start when Disney started buying other companies like your Marvel, your Star Wars, and all that.
When they bought Marvel, no.
I mean, they're still doing good with Marvel. They're still keeping up with whatever Marvel's supposed to be. So
and they're not Disney-fying it in any way, shape, or form. Case in point, Deadpool and Deadpool 2.
Well,
it's not Disney-fied.
Not just that, but if you looked at the title, it says Marvel Studios.
Yeah.
There's no Disney involved.
No.
Disney doesn't put their name saying, it doesn't go Disney, Marvel Studios, Avengers Endgame. It's just Marvel Studios. They're still trying to allow.
But in the realm of Star Wars, I think it's been Disney.
No, it hasn't. It still says Lucasfilms.
Yeah.
So but the way they're saying it is they're keeping their own titles. So like Marvel, Star Wars, it's their own little thing. But Disney just bought them.
I mean, there's been one that has been under our noses for so long, and we haven't even mentioned that. Jim Henson Productions.
Yeah, well, the fun fact with Jim Henson, he purposely gave his rights to Disney, and Disney, when Disney was alive, because Jim died before Disney did, he literally gave all the rights to all the Muppets to Disney. So Disney owns the Muppets.
Disney owns the Muppets. Disney technically owns Sesame Street.
But the thing is, if you look at it, Disney doesn't put their name in it.
No.
They just say it's still Jim Henson.
Yeah.
So anything Muppet related is not Disney no more. It's still Disney, like Disney bought them. But Jim Henson is still notified. It's his work, and that's how Disney and that's why I like what Disney does. Sometimes when they buy stuff, they still let the people keep their stuff, like the Marvel, like Star Wars. They keep their own. It's their own entity, but Disney still owns them.
So I don't know if you've ever heard of this series called Epic Rap Battles of History that's owned by Maker Studios, which is was owned by Maker Studios, which was a subsidiary of Disney. Mm-hmm. There was a rap battle between Jim Henson and
Welcome back, Yuki.
There was a rap battle between Jim Henson and Stan Lee. Uh-huh. And at the end, Walt Disney himself comes into play. So I love the line, "I'm the Disney landlord of your intellectual property."
Right.
I think that is the best way to place that sentence, because it's like, yeah, Marvel is still Marvel. This is still this. However, you're renting from my name.
Right.
Like, I own you bitches.
But you can still keep your name.
Yeah, you can still keep your names. That's your property. Get back to work. Do you. But I own you. Don't forget that. Right,
basically. But Disney still is but they still allow them to hold on to it.
Yes. Disney does want to fire the head of Lucasfilms. So George Lucas gave his rights to someone he thought he could trust, which is what ended up being like a female CEO. Uh-huh. And she's doing a very poor job. Case in point, episode
8, wasn't it? That's the reason
episode 7 and 8. They seemed like a commercial success. They ended up being a financial failure. This is what I meant by them Disney-fying Star Wars.
Right.
Because the way she's done it is she's set a story that's like somewhat Star Wars related, but more of a Disney tone, which makes no goddamn sense whatsoever.
And that's what Disney doesn't want to do, because it's like Disney's like sitting there looking at you like,
well, because it's like she's trying to kiss Disney, the Disney Corporation's ass by tending to them. But
that's what I'm getting at. That's why Disney is like one of those people. It's like, I'm your godfather.
Yeah,
I'm God to you.
Yeah, and it's what's turning. Like, I'm a Star Wars fan. Episodes 1 through 6, I understand. Episodes 1 through 3, I'm not a huge fan on. But compared to 7, 8, and come out 9, 1, 2, and 3 are a fucking godsend compared to 7, 8, and possibly 9.
Right.
Like the Anakin Skywalker days before Darth Vader, sure, they're a little meh.
Well, the thing is, that was a nice little prequel to tell you, hey, this is how it started with
4, 5, and 6, fucking masterpieces.
Right.
Fucking masterpieces. 7, 8, and possibly 9, absolute fucking trash.
They turned a space epic into an odd indie film.
Exactly.
But that's what I want to sit there and tell people with Disney. It's like, guys, Disney, yeah, they can own their company, but they're still allowing people to still do their same stuff. Like they said, I'm telling you right now, I'm seeing all these, things for the Endgame because that's coming out this month. Mm-hmm. They don't say anything about Disney. It just still says Marvel Studios. So Marvel still owns their stuff, but just Disney helps them pay them to get to what they want to do, basically.
Oh, you remember the topic? Oh, for fuck's sakes. So, you remember the topic we had a long time ago that I actually asked you about? What? Now, this one's an interesting topic that I had, and this one's a funny one. So, who do you think would buy out who? Disney or the WWE?
I'm sorry, but Disney is already on the head of a lot of over WWE, and I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know.
I would be surprised if Disney owns WWE eventually, because what else is there almost to buy? There's still
outside.
Like I'm just saying just now, Disney just bought Fox.
True.
So Fox owns pretty much a lot of stuff too.
True.
So and Disney owns ABC already. I know that for
I
sure.
know Disney is about to own Universal, which owns Comcast.
Right. Disney is already on that forefront of owning pretty much everything. So technically, what else is there to own besides new up-and-coming businesses, other than that?
I mean, in this case, the WWE is not new. It's been around for...
Well, it's been around actually...
It's been around since its old AWA days, back when...
Disney owns Walmart, right?
I mean, shoot, yeah, when it was the America Wrestling Association. That's back when it was originally
But
the
you gotta
AWA.
realize Disney's been around for, pretty much almost forever now.
True,
But it's like at least
true.
since 1920 something.
But the AWA started, I think, like 70s, 80s.
Yes, Josh. Yes.
That's what I'm envisioning, though. Like, can you imagine in the future, like, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're about to have a slobber knocker here on WWE. It's the magnificent muscle-bound Mickey Mouse. Oh, I'm gonna crush you, Goofy. And Goofy sitting there with a spike bat or something, just like, well, I'm gonna beat your ass in the hell in a cell, Mickey.
But I will still seriously see that Disney's gonna own everything. They're already on that track already. They own like a lot of big stuff that people loved, like I said, Star Wars, your Marvel, big stuff. Eventually, they're gonna own DC.
Mickey on Roy says,
But yeah. Oh my gosh, we've gone on so many topics tonight.
I know. Well, that's why we said and more.
And more, yeah, because I know we would stick with done, but then something's gonna go off. Be
the king of just fucking the frog splashes.
But you know what I want?
Off a cage.
You know what I want from Disney is another Goofy movie, but
not in the college styling.
Like, I like the Extremely Goofy movie. Don't get me wrong, I do like that, but I kind of want to go with more of the stories. Like, I hate when they end it and they don't keep going with it. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see another one of a Goofy movie. Like maybe if Max, gets older.
Disney better stay away from my DC. I doubt it.
I doubt it, Belle.
Just, I'm the Dark Mouse. Where is she? Where is she?
You're just so full of it right now, but and Belle, I'm saying, it's gonna be eventually Grandpa Goofy, right? That would be interesting to Grandpa Goofy.
Yeah, that actually would be an interesting concept. What would Goofy look like?
Oh shit. Something fell behind this wall. I don't know what.
I don't know. Maybe we do have a ghost.
That was scary. I heard it. I was like, shit. Okay. Anyway, sorry guys. Had like a freak out moment of like wall falling for some reason behind a wall.
Well, no, like I could see it though, like a potential Grandpa Goofy. Like imagine Goofy like 30 years now, he's old and gray, and Max is an adult, and he's about to have little goofs of his own or something.
Right, and just see what kind of shenanigans it can get into. You
know?
Like
one last Goofy movie or something.
Right, just something kind of like an ending,
Yeah.
Yeah, Goofy and Max movie. I want something like that. I want another.
Yeah, where it's just like, Max is all grown up. He's an adult now. He's having little ones of his own.
Like
something happens to like Max's kids, and it leads on Goofy and Max to be on an adventure.
Exactly, he has one kid. It's like just like Max, and Max doesn't know what to do, and Goofy gets involved and they do that road trip thing again.
Yeah,
kind of like a relive road trip thing.
Well, yeah, and he tries to do the fisherman dance, and
try. That's what I want to see. I kind of just want to see a little bit more of an ending to the Goofy movie.
Yeah, he just like flutters and just.
But that would be something interesting. I kind of want to end that one. I have not seen a really good ending to that series. I kind of want one more, give me one good movie with Goofy and Max again. If you can give me one more of those, I would be so freaking happy. That's another one. And you know what? I kind of wish now, if they're going to be coming doing this new age of everything, they really should start making princesses become moms. I want to see that.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
The only one that has became a mom is Ariel. Ariel's the only Disney princess that became a mom. So I kind of want to see, the Disney princess after the fact of Happily Ever After. You know, more like realistic. Like, oh, we're having kids now. We have to deal with what our kids
Or
would act
just
like.
go back to the original Disney formula of like sometimes there's not a happy ending. You know, there's only certain Disney movies that actually pulled that off, and it worked. Where there is no happily ever after. Like this is how it ends.
I know, but I would like to see them become moms. Like,
No, I know that. But
I like to see the Disney princess become moms. I know I love Ariel, and I like the second movie when they talked about her daughter.
Look at my kid, isn't she neat?
She didn't sing that.
I know.
Her name is Melody too, and I like that. That was a cute little name they named the daughter.
Which
Melody.
makes no sense because all of a sudden they're mermaids.
What? She's a human. Ariel's still a human, and so is the baby. The baby's a human.
Then why did they depict her as a?
Because the way they did the story of that one of the Little Mermaid 2, Return to the Sea, is that Melody wanted to become a mermaid instead of, she liked the water more than the land. They had to block that off when she was a baby because she almost got taken by Ursula's sister Morgana, and they were trying to overprotect her, not to go in the water. But like I said, I want to see the struggles of most of these Disney princesses with a kid. Especially like the one I really want to see is Jasmine's kid. Having the same attitude as she was, that strong-willed attitude, and you're trying to say...
Hell no! You know what I'd like to see? A strong-willed street rat style of a child. Where she's doing parkour and...
I know, but like...
You don't have to tell me what to do, Mom, and then, I'm in trouble.
But I want to see the strong head, because with Jasmine's hot-headedness of how she was...
Oh, yeah.
I would love to see how her kid's going to be. Like I'm saying,
I would see more of Aladdin characteristics, but with Jasmine decisions.
Like that hot-headedness. Like
that hot-headedness, but you would see her pull off a lot of stupid shit. But
right.
When the time comes, she would use her hot-headedness and the way she did things to make a lot of right choices.
But you know what I'm saying? But
and that would change how the story goes.
Right. Well, I would love to see that. That's that one I'm like really interested to see.
And like have Iago all in there too as like the sidekick with the fucking with Apu and
Well, that's what I'm saying. I would like to see Disney go on the verge of making these princesses actually become moms. They all have their own little hubbies of whatever.
They've already experienced their quote unquote happily ever after.
Of like, oh, we found love. Congratulations. But I want to see the after
Or
facts.
if they're gonna go for sequels you never would expect. Is there a Snow White 2?
No.
Exactly.
They have not touched Snow White.
What would Snow White be like after she went with the prince? What's her life like?
That's what I'm trying to say. I want to see the mom. That's what I'm trying
to
say.
What about the original Robin Hood? Why not make a remake about that? Like, what happens after the Prince John era? Like, what happens with the same king that comes back? What happens to him? Does he die? Is there, someone trying to dethrone him?
Well, that's actually based on like a history.
I know,
period,
but it's like, what happens though?
You
could be open to interpretation with it.
But
though,
I know, but you really can because if you realize it's actually Robin Hood is based on a history time.
Yes.
During the Crusades,
there's actually what happens to Robin Hood then?
There was such thing was a Robin Hood and. King whatever, yeah. Maybe they should give the prince from Snow White an actual personality.
Exactly.
You know what's really funny, Josh? Did you watch the last week's podcast? I want to know, did you actually watch it at any time? Because we did discuss that the prince was actually supposed to have personality, but they scratched it out.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what was I forgot what was the problem.
They scratched it out horribly.
Yeah, So yeah, we did discuss that last week, Josh, that he was supposed to have a personality. The one I wanted to have more of a personality was Cinderella's prince. He did talk, but he barely did talk. We didn't know anything about him. The Prince Charming and Cinderella, I would like to see more of a personality come out.
When did this podcast have closed captionings?
No, I dragged it onto this one. Oh, okay. I mean, we did discuss this on our last podcast that we had last week. We discussed that of Snow White, and they did say that they were more or less going to give him a personality, but then they kind of, like, it got cut somehow or some way. What are you talking about? What are you doing?
Oh, I'm sorry. Apparently your podcasts, your first and your second podcast got auto-generated closed captionings.
I did that myself with all my videos.
Interesting.
Because for the people that are deaf.
Interesting.
Because since I don't sign, I can't sign. It's good for them so they can enjoy watching the podcast Honestly, the best prince was the Sleeping Beauty one. Yeah, but he was the first one that actually, and they even say that Prince Philip was the one that first had the first personality prince to have.
I'm sorry. That was it's been getting like it's almost been 2 hours. It feels like.
Okay, well it's fine.
It's been getting tight.
But yeah, that's when it was start when a prince actually had a personality was Prince Philip from Sleeping Beauty. So yeah, he was really good. I liked him as a prince too. But like I said, some of these I kind of just want to see, like, either them become parents, and like you said, like, how is it after the fact they found happily ever after?
Yeah, what happens after happily ever after? You don't know. Things could change.
But that's the thing. That's when Disney could come back to its originality.
Well,
without the, have you
ever watched or at least heard of Dragon Ball Z?
Kind of, but not really.
Okay,
but I don't want to talk about
No. I'm gonna break it down for you in simplest terms, and then tell you why. At least where it should go in the Disney aspect, not Dragon Ball Z, but the anime. Like Dragon Ball Z, they have a bad guy each season or storyline, and they defeat the bad guy, and then there's this era of peace, and then it goes back to like they're happily ever after, and then just some new asshole comes along and just like, hey, I'm about to fuck shit up.
Well, that's what how they did with the Little Mermaid 2.
Yes.
They did the
That's
same
what
thing
I want to see Disney do, because it's like most of them end at happily ever after. I really do want to see what happens
that's what I'm trying
at
to say.
happily ever after, because there's no such thing as infinite peace. Someone is going to come into the world and cause some chaos.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. But this is the point where I'm saying Disney can come back to its originality aspect. Make a new story out of it. Like, still have the same characters, but make a new story out of it. You can be original as much as you want to.
Well, no, because even if you tried to do that, people would say it's unoriginal. Because you're biting on... It's a sequel.
Well, I know, but still... But you could still make it like, oh, we could create a new bad guy. We could create a new...
You know what I haven't seen...
You know
what I haven't seen much of in Disney? The hidden bad guys. Like, the ones they pull off, like... Good example, Toy Story 3. With the big purple bear, I can't remember his name right now.
Lotso.
How he generally seemed really fucking good in the beginning and somewhat halfway, and then all of a sudden you see the dark side of him, and it's like, oh shit, I didn't expect that. I want that surprise element again, because you don't see that in too many Disney movies either. It's like, obvious bad guy's obvious, obvious good guy's obvious.
You did get to see that again.
Where?
Frozen.
Well, yeah.
Frozen was another one that did that.
But, I mean, again...
Super Saiyan. Oh, Josh, that was funny.
Yeah, I'm going Super Damien. Here's my horns.
But, I understand what you're saying, too, with that, but,
Well, I want to...
but some people you gotta have to be blunt with sometimes.
Yeah.
Because you got to be sitting there like, we gotta make sure this guy
Or if you're going to make a story that doesn't bite off...
Or even Moana did the same thing. We didn't know who was the bad guy. There was not really, if you think about it.
There was multiple bad guys, actually.
No, really. There wasn't a prominent bad guy.
No, there wasn't.
No, there wasn't. That was a good thing, because it was like, it kept you fresh. Like, when are you going to find the bad guy?
No, there wasn't. There was a perpetual good guy, though. In a way, a good guy. And it wasn't, what's his face? The demigod. It was actually the sea. The sea was the quote-unquote good guy because it led Moana everywhere.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, Moana was another, like, a test attempt. There wasn't a prominent bad guy. There wasn't a set one, like, hey, you're the bad guy through this whole movie. We had these little mini ones, like, because they were after the things. They weren't really bad guys. Idea. They were like the crab. He was just after, shiny things, like he said, and he got Maui's thing, and he was against Maui. Because Maui was like, he was kind of like the antagonist sometimes, but he just picked on people. Mm-hmm. It was like more of a pick on thing, and they were just getting over it. They're like, I've done you picking on me, now you can't do anything, so, look, I'm.
I got it. Here's a Disney movie. Bear with me on this. People loved The Lion King. Mm-hmm. What happens if you gave Scar his own story prior to The Lion King? Now, granted, it's going off of the Lion King formula, but you learn why Scar...
You could, but you can't.
Why?
Because you know what Lion King's based off of?
No.
The play Hamlet from Shakespeare.
Okay, I mean...
So you're sitting there going to have to run a Shakespearean play on top of that.
That's fine.
But I'm just telling you, that's what...
As long as it fits the bill of Disney and it goes in sync with the first Lion King and how it all plays out, it might prove worthy. If it's constructed and orchestrated.
The real bad guy was the person who looked the heart took the heart of defeat. Well, basically, but like I said, but everybody brought it back, but no one was really a technical bad guy.
But I would like to see, in a weird sort of way, and I know it sounds crazy.
He was good, but he turned out to be. He was bad too, but he turned out to be good.
I mean,
so that's what I'm saying. There wasn't really a set in stone bad guy. They could do a Kingdom Hearts movie.
That's what I was talking about too, like a Kingdom Hearts anime movie. But again, they would have to go through, because Disney owns the rights to the Kingdom Hearts franchise. Square Enix threw out the idea, but everything else is Disney.
Well, yeah.
Minus the marketing rights to.
I would wait on that.
Minus the marketing, because.
I would wait on the Kingdom Hearts movie because
this
it's like
where it
right
gets
now too
confusing.
new for the third one, and just in case if there's going to be more to it, you really. It's
because if they did Kingdom Hearts 4, that would be an entire saga itself. Everything leading up to Kingdom Hearts 3 is called the Dark Seeker Saga.
But I know, but...
And with 3, what happened at the end is what they deemed the close of the Dark Seeker Saga. Like, the Dark Seekers being Organization 13 and Xehanort and everything like that. Because he's the darkness trying to seek out Kingdom Hearts. Now that Sora's in this new world, per se, this world of that video game, but in reality, maybe that's a new saga of its own.
Right.
Or somehow, some way, Sora can get back to his world.
Yeah, don't wreck my Riku, right?
Either way, though, the Darkseeker saga is gone, so they can actually make a movie at least based up until the Darkseeker saga.
They could, but I just don't see it. I don't see it happening because it's not it's only really good for people that are gamers.
Well, no, I see it, and at the same time, I don't see it. I'm 50-50 about it.
Because it's going to be kind of hard, especially if you're going to make a movie. Don't get me wrong. If you're going to make a movie out of Kingdom Hearts, people are going to
nitpick.
Not just that, people are going to expect, if you're going to do a Kingdom Hearts movie and you're doing all the scenes from the different movies, you better damn well be getting those voice actors that actually are the voice actors and not these other ones that you put in the game.
Yeah.
If they're going to be doing that, that's where it's
like Tom Hanks as Woody,
like the actual voice actors that are in the movies. Because that's when people are going to be more nitpicky.
Tim Allen as Buzz Lightyear.
But like I said, not these other voice actors that did in the games.
Haley Joel Osment as actual Sora.
But I know, but not that step. I'm not talking about the game itself because you could probably get.
No,
the game
I mean
voices.
do the CGI the same way as they did the game, but get the actual voice actors like, Tim Allen playing the actual Buzz Lightyear like he would in the Toy Story movies, and you better be getting
freaking Matthew Broderick to play Simba. You're gonna have to be really adamant about getting the actual voice actors for those, because if not, people are really gonna hate you on that.
Oh yeah. The only one they can't.
Excuse me. Can I finish? The only reason they accepted the other ones on the game because it's a game because no one really pays attention to games.
Well, that and they can't revive dead actors. Case in point.
So ones,
if they did the genie scenes from Aladdin, they can't revive fucking Robin Williams. They'd have to use.
Well, actually, you could. You just have to get the voices from the actual movie itself. They could do that. They can
but no, there's more parts where he has talked to Sora, so it would just be better to stick with the original voice actor for Kingdom Hearts, and that would be Dan Castellaneta.
That's exception. That's the only exception if the actors are passed away and you can't get them. Yeah. But if they're still alive, you better damn well make sure you get their voices. If not, you're just going to be like. Well, no,
there's another one they can't do. The voice of Alice. She passed away recently.
Well, that's the same thing with Alice.
And she was only able to reprise her role as the actual Alice in Kingdom Hearts 1.
Well, like I said, if they're going to kind of go based on the game itself, they could just take the voice from
Yeah, they could take the voice audio from the actual game and then put it in, impose it into the movie.
But like I said, there's the exceptions. Yes, I can understand there's exceptions because they're dead. Mm-hmm. But if like you said, because Genie does talk to you, to Sora. Yes, I would say get Dan Castellaneta. But if they're just doing kind of a movie type thing, whatever, you could just get it from the movie and call it good. If they're not talking to you directly, giving you another conversation. If they're just doing a reply, oh, this is the movie, how the movie was going.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
But the other thing is I don't see it ending in just one movie because you can't put everything that's happened in one movie.
I'm not trying to say that either, but but that's what I'm saying. That's where people are going to get really. They're accepting to the games because it's a game. Because a lot of people don't play games.
Yes.
No one's not going to know and no one's going to care. But when you make it into a movie, you better be expecting to get all those voice actors that are actually what they are in their own movies.
Who would do Riku voice?
Well,
Same voice actor, Dave Gallagher.
Yeah, it'd be the same. That's easy to get. Is the actual game voice like of Sora, Riku,
Kairi.
Yeah.
Quentin Flynn as Axel/Lay.
Right.
Or Lee, or whatever the fuck his name was.
But
Lee.
like I said, but those people, yes, you could get because they're from the game. That's the actual game people.
I'm talking James Woods. Yeah, James Woods as Hades.
But he was actually Hades.
If there was a Scar, there was Scar in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah.
So they would have to get Jeremy Irons to reprise his role as Scar.
Well, the funny thing is with Mickey's voice, there's so many dang Mickey voice actors now.
I would actually grab the one who's been the voice actor for King Mickey and the one who's the recent Mickey for like Mickey Mouse's Clubhouse and stuff.
Somebody did a thing of the evolution of Mickey's voice.
I've seen that.
I watched that from somebody, and that was interesting. Walt Disney did it up to one point until he couldn't because of his voice changed because of all the smoking he did, and then it was like another. Right now with Mickey voice is a flip flop right now.
Pit it against the eventual Super Smash Brothers. Right. That would be an interesting one.
Right.
Speaking of
but you can't talk about that because it's not Disney related.
Speaking of actual video game movies, if one of you wanted to get into that topic, there's a Sonic the Hedgehog movie that's coming out.
Yeah, but we can't talk about that. It's not Disney. We are a Disney podcast. It has to do with something with Disney.
It's in the realm of video games.
I know, but what Kingdom Hearts is Disney, so we can talk about Disney.
Doesn't Disney own 20th Century Fox?
Yeah.
That's what. So then technically it's a Disney movie in a sense. So Sonic is being made by 20th Century Fox. And it's from the same director that has done the Fast and the Furious movies. Mm-hmm. But yeah, 20th Century Fox is marketing.
That one's going to be a 50-50 too. But I'm not going to, I'll go watch it, but I'm not going to
People are already debating whether it's absolute shit or not because it looks nothing like it's, But again, if you take a look at the Pokemon movie, which is also made by 20th Century Fox, surprisingly. So Disney, in a way, marketed Pokemon movie.
Yeah, kind of like a live action Sonic, kind of.
Yeah, it's literally a live action. It's live actors and then their own CGI version of what Sonic may look like in a non-cartoony yet somewhat cartoony scale. And I, for one, granted, I grew up with Sonic ever since he's been there since the 90s, 1991 on the Genesis.
Right.
And he's been going through different iterations no matter what. So to see a CGI version of him...
Yeah, but Disney owns the Kingdom Hearts Yuki.
Yes.
I know Square Enix...
So this one's an interesting one, and I've always wanted to explain it to people. So Disney owns all the Disney rights to Kingdom Hearts. The name, the franchise, the storyline, their Disney characters, the different world properties. 80% of it is... 70% of it, if you want to get nice, is all intellectual Disney properties. Minus the property of Edgar Rice Burroughs for Tarzan. That is it.
Yeah.
That is it.
Right.
The 30% is the Square Enix side.
Is this the main argument right now?
The Final Fantasy characters.
I just realized Kingdom Hearts 3 had hardly nobody from...
No, there is no Final Fantasy characters.
There
was no...
They had little things from Final Fantasy,
the only nod to a Final Fantasy-esque character was the arcade commercial they put in Toy Box.
Well, that too, and then
it's not a licensed.
The Cactus 2 guy too.
The Cactar. That's the only other because that's a Final Fantasy nod right there. It was like a metallic Cactar and the little nod of.
Right.
That was it. Other than that, there was no Cloud Strife, there was no Squall Lionheart, there was no Aerith, there was no Tifa, there was no Yuffie.
Leon.
That's Squall Lionheart.
I'm sorry, he's still called Leon. Don't
in the series, yes, but you heard her in Kingdom Hearts 1 call her, I think you hit him too hard, Squall. That's Leon.
I don't care, it's still Leon to me. And I had a huge crush on Leon, so...
His name is Squall Lionheart, it's Final Fantasy VIII.
I don't care.
That's Final Fantasy VIII.
I don't care, he is still Leon to me, and from Kingdom Hearts 2... F you.
But also in Kingdom Hearts 2... No, he was in Kingdom Hearts 1. Kingdom Hearts 2, they also added Cypher. Cypher being Squall's actual enemy, but they put him in a teenager form. Cypher, that dude with the scar on his face and blonde hair, that's actual Squall's or Leon's real enemy slash partner in Final Fantasy VIII, and the other two are also in Final Fantasy VIII. Vivi is Final Fantasy IX.
Mm-hmm. But that's what I'm just saying. Like,
so like they took away those.
That's what I was like confused. I was like, okay, guys, why did you cut them out all of a sudden? I mean, when they were like majority of the first
because it was Disney flexing their actual muscles on a franchise they really wanted to push out, and in a way, Square Enix was being more of the third party in this aspect. Like in the first two Kingdom Hearts, up until I think 2.8 final chapter prologue. Yeah, because 2.8, the whole Birth by Sleep, Dream Drop Distance, it leaned more towards the Disney aspect than the Final Fantasy aspect. Like, granted, they started lessening more.
Albert, I know. I need to change the number. Totally off topic, by the way.
But, yeah, they completely started to slowly eliminate any Final Fantasy or any Square Enix related character, and they brought in
and I agree with Yuki. That's probably why a lot of people hate the third game because, to be honest,
that's that. And if you guys notice, every time you booted up Kingdom Hearts 3, what would you see? Disney,
and then you got Final Fantasy.
No. You would see two labels before Square Enix: Disney, Pixar Animation Studios. And then Square Enix. And that's why, because a majority of those worlds are all Pixar related. And they pumped out the Pixar hard.
Well, I know.
Not only just in the graphics, but in almost everything.
That's cool.
What, he's going to bed?
No, he just got home, so I'll be food lurking. He's just going to be eating and watching.
But yeah, they pushed it. Like, they pushed away all the Final Fantasy in favor of the Pixar.
Well, I understand that, but that's what I'm saying. But you can't, like, I'm just, to me, how I would feel about it, like, if you didn't, like, play the middle stuff, like, all the other little games, I know it connects to the Kingdom Hearts 3, but if you're just one of those people that like to play, like, the 1, 2, and 3 and don't care about
there was a lot that pissed me off about 3, too.
But the thing is with that...
There was no Danny DeVito.
Well, duh. There was a lot of voice actors I wish that were there, but they weren't.
Like, there was a silent Phil. There was a silent Phil. Phil always talked.
I know. But the thing is with that one is, it's like, why, like, if you're a person that never played the small games, like the other little, like, 1 point whatever, blah, blah, blah. If you went from, like, 1, 2, and 3, like, just playing those games, don't worry about the little thing and don't want to do a side story, you'll be kind of lost. Like, you go from 2, and then all of a sudden, oh, look, Final Fantasy characters are gone. What the heck happened?
No, I mean...
And then there's no explanation, for anybody, explanation for it,
Well, no, even if you transitioned from 1 to 2, you would be lost.
But that's what I'm trying to say. But if you're one of those type of people like me, I mean, I understand the little ones, and I kind of try to catch up with, people telling me.
Yeah, because even in the cutscene of 2... If you watch the cutscene of 2, it actually starts off like the whole events of Kingdom Hearts 1, and then the events that lead to Chain of Memories, where they go to Castle Oblivion,
but like I said,
meet Naminé.
Otherwise, but if you
people wouldn't know what the fuck's going on.
The thing is, what Disney needs to understand too, and Square Enix, if they're still part of it, is keep going with the storyline for people that have like played every single Kingdom Hearts game.
Yeah, none of it is side story.
But the thing is, think of the people that don't. Like, people are like more like, I'd rather play 1, 2, and 3. I don't care about...
Yeah, if they played 1, 2, and 3, they would still be... They would miss a lot of the story.
But that's what I'm trying to say, but that's why I'm saying that's why I feel like they should just, like, make it, like, a part game for the people that, like, know the storyline, and then the part where people don't know the storyline, just want to play 1, 2, and 3, and that's what they like to play.
It wouldn't work out.
I know, but like still have some aspects. That's what I'm trying to say.
Even if you thought about it, that's not how Tetsuya Nomura thought about it.
But I understand.
If you jumped to 1, 2, and 3, it would all connect. But they need to understand that too, because there's some people that just don't care about or that they can't get a hold of it. Like they can't just go, oh, I gotta go. That's why. But that's why.
No, listen, please listen. Like at the time when they were coming out with these small ones, they were on different consoles. Not everybody's going to buy a dang PSP just to go play this one dang Kingdom Hearts game. I understand they did change it into like.
Let me break it.
I understand they put it on like PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 3.
No, there's more to it. Let me break it down.
But like I said, but they need to realize that too.
Let me break it down. Between Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, there was a Game Boy Advance port called Chain of Memories. That's where it started, was Game Boy Advance.
I know, but that's what I'm trying to say. But not everybody's
Game Boy Advance, PlayStation Portable, Nintendo DS, Nintendo 3DS.
That's what I'm getting at. I understand they put it on these other consoles. Like
Cell phone.
I said, like that's why I didn't understand why they did it in the first place. They should have just kept it with the console that was out, like either the PlayStation 2 or the PlayStation 3.
Because the long and short answer of it is this: Tetsuya Nomura fucked up on his own story. Between the transition of one.
That's why I'm like, that's where they need to make sure they need to pay attention to is when people are playing like 1, 2, and 3. They need to make sure to like, okay, cater to the ones that followed every single one. But then again, you need to like, I've seen, okay? I know, but I'm getting irritated because you're interrupting me and it's pissing me off more and I'm getting louder because I want to freaking finish my sentence. Let me finish, otherwise I'm going to get pissed.
Keep talking then.
Because I am talking and you're just not allowing me to because you keep interrupting me. Because you keep going, and I'm like, just let me finish my sentence and then you can talk. Okay, what are you going to say now? Since I got my frustration out.
Okay. It's a long, very convoluted story because Tetsuya Nomura, the creator of Kingdom Hearts, kind of pulled a Quentin Tarantino. He filled in a lot of plot holes between 1 and 2 that Chain of Memories has. And then at the end of 2,
I'm not going to punch him, sorry.
There's a lot of story gaps that
he won.
There's a lot of story gaps that he created and he couldn't finish. So he had to branch out and make multiple games, unfortunately, to make it all make sense again.
I understand,
and come to almost a full circle by the end.
But that still didn't. I understand what he was doing, but he could just put that in a. I mean, like in another game.
He did.
But not just like these individual ones on different consoles. That made no sense whatsoever to me at all.
This is where it finishes. He did. If you notice on the PlayStation 4, there's 2 games. There's 2 sets of Kingdom Hearts 3 games. There's Kingdom Hearts 3 separate, and then Kingdom Hearts 3, the story so far. So it's all of the Kingdom Hearts games for $100. If you guys are on the PlayStation 4, check it out. It's $100. It's every Kingdom Hearts game, all the way up to 3. So it's a first, everything.
I understand. I understand that they did that now
to the third.
But but I understand that they did that now. Whoop-de-doo. But the thing is, when it was still doing the process of stuff coming out, it was made no sense. I could understand, like, if you still had to do those games. I understand. But why couldn't you just put it on a console, not like a console that pretty much everybody would have owned? Like, everybody owned a PlayStation. At the time, people owned PlayStation 2.
Because, again, besides...
Instead of just doing, like, let's just go put it on the Game Boy Advance when hardly nobody,
Marketing.
I understand, but that still makes no sense because a lot of people are not going to own every console.
Okay, so...
You're telling these people, like, especially if people are just a die-hard Kingdom Hearts fan, just like, if they're just that die-hard...
Well, that's what I'm
trying
to...
But not everybody's going to have the money to go buy a new console each time to play a game.
That's what I'm trying to get at is marketing, licensing. So... Sony owns the licensing rights to the console Kingdom Hearts versions. Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts 3, Kingdom Hearts 2.8, and 2.8, like 2.8 Birth by Sleep and 2.8 Birth by Sleep Final Chapter Prologue. Oh, that's the sound of my soul leaving my body.
But
they own the licensing rights to that. Nintendo and Sony bought the lights, and surprisingly, a cell phone company bought the licensing rights to the non-console set versions, the portable versions.
I know, and I understand.
That's where the confusion comes in too.
And Yuki was pulling in other consoles and markets. I understand that, but still, it still doesn't make sense when not everybody's going to sit there and want to go buy.
Not everybody. You're right. Not everybody is.
Miss out on that story.
But again, if you were missing out on that story and you wanted to continue, that's where they pull in the third option, which I've explained to you before. How I explained that Disney and Square Enix marketed a manga series that explains the entire story.
But like I said, but how many people would know that? Not because it wasn't.
They did.
I'm saying it wasn't as big.
It was as big. It was equally as big because when Kingdom Hearts 2 rolled around, even if you didn't play the Game Boy Advance version, Chain of Memories, at the back end of the booklet of Kingdom Hearts 2, they showed a manga for Kingdom Hearts. That it's available now, that you can buy it. I know,
but a lot of people are not going to read that, and you know that. Not people
internet. It's the internet. It's the day and age where you can find it for free now.
I know now, yes, that makes sense. But back then, no, not everybody had the internet. Not everybody was going to pay attention to the back to go find it. You know, you gotta think. I mean, not everybody's going to follow.
So then, even if you didn't want to do all that, the manga or play all the games, go to Kingdom Hearts 3. Go to play Kingdom Hearts 3. There's the entire story.
I understand they still did that too for that.
So for those who didn't know, they did it as a consideration. For those who didn't know, there is a long ass video series.
I'm just like talking to. I understand the marketing and all that stuff, but I still just did not grasp why did you put it on other consoles when you know dang well not everybody's going to own that console, or no one's going to want to own.
It honestly
or
wasn't.
That they want to own that console just for that game.
It wasn't a pamphlet. It was in the game. It was all story based, everything in the game.
But that's what I'm trying to say. But like I'm just saying too, a lot of people are not that.
No, understandable.
I'm just saying, like, a lot of people don't want to go buy a PSP just for this one game.
Understandable as well.
It's like to me that's like a waste of money for anybody.
Again, it wasn't so much Square Enix's fault.
Well,
and it wasn't so much Tetsuya Nomura's fault. It was mainly Sony's fault on that aspect, because they could have bought all the publishing rights to everything Kingdom Hearts. Exclusivity to anything Kingdom Hearts related. Because they fucked up on this one with 3 too, and they made it not just PlayStation, but Xbox One, as you could tell. So Sony didn't have all the rights to the license like they used to.
Right.
This is where Sony had the problem, and this is why it didn't stay exclusive to Sony. It's because they didn't keep the rights. Sony just said, we got money off of this, thanks, go fuck off now.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, it got popularity on the Game Boy, and they're like, "Oh, come back to us! We need a sequel! Money, 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 money!" And Tetsuya Nomura's like, "All right, geez, bitch!"
Yeah.
And then they dropped them off the face of the earth again, and it's just like, okay.
I know, but I just didn't like the idea when people.
Oh no, I don't like the idea either. I think it's convoluted and stupid how it drags off from like, here you have to buy a PlayStation 2, a Game Boy Advance, a Nintendo DS, a Nintendo 3DS, a PSP.
Right.
And a certain Japanese only cell phone at that time.
Right.
To specifically play this game.
And I saw that too because my brother did the same thing.
Which describes Sony with anything. Yeah, pretty much. Take a look at God of War franchise.
I don't know. Well, and I'm not going to that.
No, but
Disney, so
that's an example.
But like I said, that's why I seen I thought it was stupid because I seen what my brother did. My brother, he bought. He even bought a PSP just to play that one game from Kingdom Hearts. Yeah. He got a game. Well, we already had a Game Boy Advance way before, they put it on the Game Boy Advance, and same with the Nintendo DS. So I didn't have to, but it's just like you're sitting there seeing people buy like all this. It's just I just thought it was stupid.
Oh, it is. It's very stupid.
That's how you're not gonna get anybody wanting to understand the backstories because. Who wants to sit there and go buy a Game Boy Advance? Who wants to sit there and go buy,
especially when
consider money just to go play those games so I can figure out, that's what happened to this story. That's where that plot hole is.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I know Kingdom Hearts 3 did put, in like a kind of like a recap, like this is what happened and blah 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 blah, blah blah blah. But just in all general sense, I'm just talking about just in general.
Yeah, no.
I just thought it was just stupid with different consoles. And I do understand the marketing, whatever, but it was just still stupid. Still stupid.
If Sony wasn't such a marketing asshole about it and they kept a specific exclusivity to the Kingdom Hearts franchise, yes, it would all remain on one console, or at least a Sony franchise of consoles. The PSP, for their portable Kingdom Hearts games and console-based Kingdom Hearts games. And, and maybe if they were probably doing the cell phone idea, at least do the cell phone idea on the PS Vita when the Vita first started off. So it kept that coded idea right then and there.
Right, but I just think it would have been better if they kept it on a console. Like, one console only. Like, at the time, PS2. That was the big thing.
Yeah.
Then maybe if the next thing was the big PS3, then went to PS3.
Understandable.
Because people are going to buy more of the bigger consoles because they're going to be last long and people are putting games out.
You also have to understand from another marketing point that Square Enix pumps out so many games, and when Sony's demanding another game company to pump out, let's see, what did they do that year? They pulled out Final Fantasy X, Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy X-2, Dirge of Cerberus, Final Fantasy VII, and like a couple other games, which some were very successful as Kingdom Hearts, and a lot were a financial flop.
But like I said, that's
because Sony wanted them now, pumped them out like fucking babies or something.
That's the time when I would have been like telling Sony to like, what, hold your fucking tits and
because
it's like I understand the thing. It's just like people want this and this, but it's like for the most part, people are going to be happy if I'd rather have a game that comes out good, like coming out fully what it needs to be instead of being too fast to come out, and then it just turns out to be, like I said, a big flop.
No, I know. Like, how do I put it? It's like Sony in that time, like in the PlayStation 2.
Sony was stupid time?
Yeah, so Sony back then in the PlayStation 2 era with Square Enix, after certain marketable successes, they pretty much kind of pulled a like a dark age on like the Disney dark age on like huge company franchises, where it was like, we don't give a shit, keep pumping out that magic, keep pumping out that creativity, we don't give a fuck as long as it keeps making us money. And some were successful, and the rest were just...
Yeah, anyways, we're getting off the topic of Disney. I know we went from, like,
Speaking of, we've been dragging this on for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
This has been our longest stream yet, guys. We apologize. And this / not apologize, I guess.
But this is the reason why I wanted to do it, like, at this time where I didn't feel like, I'm not time constrained and trying to push something.
Yeah. Star Ocean was a good franchise no matter what. There's only been a couple flops.
But that's... on, like, Dan could talk about on his channel.
Actually, I want to sit down and do that with you one day if you're interested.
What? Do a podcast just on something about other ones?
You have a general knowledge of video games.
A basic, yeah.
A basic knowledge of video games. I want to sit down and actually have a talk with you on video games.
Well, we could do that sometime.
That would be fun.
Yeah, maybe my next week off or something. We'll pick a day and do it.
Yeah.
But, anyways, back to Disney.
Because that would be an interesting topic.
Yeah, back to Disney.
It is. It's going to be a mixture of both worlds. We're going to talk about Disney video games.
Okay. Well, anyways, we can,
So, back to Disney.
Yeah, back to Disney, because we went off on another tangent. I know as we go on tangents.
What do we have next for Disney, then?
Well, since we've dragged this on long enough, we probably should end this. So, starting next week, guys, we'll talk about the Silver Age.
Well, actually,
of Disney.
Well, you do want to go on that tangent, the Silver Age, because I was thinking we can do, if you wanted to.
You got to realize I'm working next week.
Understandable. I was thinking we could do shorter topics than the Silver Age, because you told me before that the Silver Age was a long topic.
Well, it can be or it cannot be. We can make it into 2 parts, Silver Age.
I was actually suggesting we can get onto the topic of Disney and video games the next Thursday, if you're interested.
Not next Thursday. It won't be next Thursday. It'll be next Wednesday, because
Wednesday.
I can't do Thursday.
Sorry. Yeah, next Wednesday we could do discuss the topic of Disney and video games. And then the Thursday you have off, like we've done with this one.
Well, no, Silver Age we could probably work the Silver Age out.
I don't know. I 2-parter?
We can. We'll see how we go with it.
Okay.
We'll discuss Silver Age next week. I'd rather do it because it's easy for me to look up and I can talk about.
Okay, because I could literally pull the entire Disney game list.
Yeah, but like I said, I feel like I can do a lot more with the Silver Age. I at least have some stuff that I know on the top of my head.
Fair enough.
Just as me looking up stuff.
Okay.
And it'll be easy for me to talk about instead of me trying to figure it all out.
I have one question. Well, I don't know about you, but I have one question for the audience. And
the Outlaw Years.
And
what's Disney, the Outlaw Years, Josh? That kind of intrigues me. What is that? Explain that to me. Because I'm kind of curious on that one, too. The Disney, the Outlaw Years. Is that another version of the Silver Age talk, or is it a year that I don't know about? Because I'm kind of curious on that, because you kind of got me curious about the Outlaw Years.
Me too.
I was like, what is the Outlaw Years?
I don't know.
But I really want, that's what I'm saying. I'd rather talk on something that I can get on top of my head just as much as looking up than trying to figure out knowing what I'm doing. At least if I do go and look up stuff, I can get it done. 2 words, Darkwing Duck. Oh. So you're talking about cartoon Disney, like actual TV shows? So like back in the 80s and 90s TV shows, Josh? I know Darkwing Duck. I love Darkwing Duck. If I could find the whole series to Darkwing Duck, I would love to own the series to Darkwing Duck. That and Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, Goof Troop, Tailspin. Those were the shows I watched as a kid. Gargoyles. They did have Gargoyles at Walmart one time. I forgot.
So much so that Gargoyles itself got its own VHS video game.
Yeah.
It was a VHS board video game.
Yeah, kind of like your first your DVD games that you know now.
It was like the Trivial Pursuit before Trivial Pursuit.
Well, I was thinking it's more like your DVD games, like your CNET games almost. That's what it was.
Yeah, it was pretty much like that, but before CNET.
DuckTales, yes, the old DuckTales, not the new one. The new one kind of just made me all ticked off. I can't watch the new DuckTales, but the old DuckTales, yes.
Inbound.
What was Inbound? Oh wait, nope. He retracted it.
Homeward Bound, I'm thinking he means.
Homeward Bound was a good movie, if that's what you're meaning. Unless it was another show and I just didn't, he was trying to say it and it didn't work.
What about Disney's Recess?
That too. Oh yeah, you want me to start talking about Recess when I already ruined Albert's thing of Recess? He thought it was a 30-minute show when it was actually less than that. It was about 15 minutes.
Actually, its runtime was generally 17 minutes with a 13-minute commercial filler.
But that's the thing. But there was 2 episodes. The episodes were not very long.
No, they weren't.
They were 10 minutes.
Yeah, they were.
There was talks that they were actually. I saw one time. I don't know if it was a true thing, but I saw on a news thing that they are seriously thinking of putting Gargoyles as a live action movie right now. It's in a thinking tank process right now, Josh.
So that's the question I wanted to actually ask you guys was before we end the podcast was, what kind of live action movie would you honestly like to see, and what actors/actresses do you really think would fit the bill? Because I've gotten this discussion a couple times on my stream and prior when we talked about it on here, when I honestly thought if we got Channing Tatum for Hercules, James Woods as Hades, as the actual Hades,
if
John Goodman as Zeus, and a couple others to fit the bill, it would actually be a decent live action movie if they do it correctly.
That's if they can get the people and
if they could get the people to do it and this,
Because sometimes you can sit there and think, oh, those people, but they just can't do it either because of time constraints or they're doing already another movie at the time. It's all
contractual.
Kinds of, yeah. Because some people just I bet I think anybody would like to be part of a Disney movie. Take it for granted. I would love to be a part of a Disney movie of any sort, or even just voice a princess or a character for.
Oh
Disney.
Yeah, you'd make a beautiful Ariel.
Well, no, I'm not talking about just already made characters, but even a new character.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You'd be great as Nerdy Girl number 5.
But like I said, that's a dream for anybody almost. To be part of a Disney movie of some sort, even either a voice in an animated one to the live action.
True, but again, what would you guys honestly like to see as a?
What I would like to see Disney do is do a princess that is not a skinny princess. Actually have one has a little bit of weight to it. Because not everybody's, Do
you want to know what I honestly want to?
I kind of want to see that diversity. Where weight is not a factor. Because even, I'm going to say this too, even when you're wanting to cast as a Disney princess at a Disney World or Disneyland, you have to be a certain size. You can't go past.
For the princesses, right?
Yeah, to be in their outfits. The biggest you can be is a size 10. So anything past that, you cannot be a Disney princess. So that's why give me a thick princess and a prince. I would love to see that.
You know what I would honestly.
Instead of this whole genre of princesses are so skinny and blah, blah, blah.
Do you want to know what I want to see?
Yes, Disney? Husky princess. Yes,
Do you want to know what I want to honestly see Disney pull off for once in my gosh darn life? 4 words. A Disney Prince movie.
Okay.
Think about it. Not just a damsel in distress, an actual prince. Uh-huh. Maybe the prince could be in distress, and the princess could save him. The roles reverse.
Yeah, you kind of. I'm trying to think. You kind of got it. You kind of got one already, kind of.
Mulan, sure, but
she kind of saved. She saved Shang too. And
sure,
stuff
but
like
no,
that.
I want to see the prince be the main focal point.
I feel your pain, Dan. Give me disabilities. Yeah, give me disabilities. If they're so inclined to more involvement of people, why include a disability of a princess or a prince? Give me a movie with a prince character with a disability,
he's missing an arm, but he could still fight.
Or even a leg, or an eye,
exactly.
Or something.
He's
missing. I'm not trying to go pirate on this, but still.
He's missing something, but he still has the one thing that matters: heart.
Right. Right.
And determination, but something that really makes the core Disney, and it speaks to the audience on a multitude of levels, because it's like now you have a male protagonist, something Disney really hasn't done too much of.
No, they haven't really dug
and the Prince style. Well, no, they have done male protagonists, but they have never done a Disney male Prince protagonist. Not in a long time.
Right.
Not in a long time. And make him disabled, give him like maybe one arm or a missing leg or whatever, and he's still got heart, damn it, and he's got a female sidekick right by his side, maybe not a princess.
Or that he can save a damsel in distress. Like, he can still climb Rapunzel's hair with one arm. This shows that,
exactly.
something.
Like, it shows that, like, it's not just a predominant female story-driven Disney universe.
That too, Yuki, yes.
Yeah. Or show a princess with a disability, for fuck's sake. Give me a disabled princess. Maybe like a princess with autism or something.
Right.
You've never seen a princess with special needs?
No.
Everybody needs... But no, it shows like the concept of like everybody needs love too.
Listen to me. Their biggest group is people with disabilities that watch their movies. Yeah. They love watching them.
You know why? Because in a way we want to be like them.
Right. But the thing is too... You guys have special things for those kids, too, that have disabilities of some sort.
Hunchback was disabled. No, Hunchback...
Actually, he was. They did Hunchback. He was actually technically disabled. If you think about it, he is.
Okay.
He has a physical disability. He's hunched over. He could barely walk.
Okay,
and
fair enough.
He did good.
But that was in the Renaissance era. That's when they took the risk. It's been 20 years.
And I kind of like Magnificent. But, but the thing is, but yeah, we did that, but there's also, the other thing is, it's like, you haven't done it for 20 years, it's like, there's more disabilities than just what the Hunchback of Notre Dame. That was actually made that way, because
why not make a character who's blind, but he can hear like, not like Daredevil, mind you, but, like an actual blind person.
Showing what they can survive. Or a deaf person that signs. That would be an awesome movie right there, is a full-length anime movie that just falls around sign language for the deaf.
What happens, like, if it's so like, say it's a prince character, quote unquote, a prince-like character, but he's
or anybody for that matter. I don't care if it's a princess or a male.
Something like happened in their life where it wasn't happily ever after. That left them deaf and maybe.
Yeah, he had a limp too. Yeah, I know he had a limp because of the Hunchback. He kind of had a limp.
So let's give us a male or a female character with a disability of being deaf and maybe a paraplegic.
There was a blind movie, but I don't think it was Disney. Probably not, because I don't think Disney didn't.
Hell, give me a movie.
Yeah, well, I know, you kind of did, but they didn't really. Okay, yes, she was mute. She wasn't deaf. She just was mute, and she had to talk, so she used sign language. But it was very, very choppy sign language. Not really sign language, just choppy.
Yeah, it was more like miming.
Like, oh, hey, look, I'm talking about this. I'm talking about
that's like miming, charades,
whatever. But yeah, why not have the hero not get the girl, have him watch someone else get a happily ever after, and him walk off.
There you go.
Actually, that's kind of almost what Frozen was kind of going towards.
Yeah.
At first, with Kristoff and Anna, he took her to her supposed prince, and he walked off. So it kind of did happen, but didn't like fully, stay that way. You know? That time, but he did.
But no, like, give me a one-armed or a one-legged or a scarred up, like really disabled deaf person who can only talk.
Doing sign language.
Doing sign language or some sort of action or writable action.
I say full out sign language. Actually, making the words the sound.
Yeah, just because they're deaf doesn't mean they're mute. And then there's like this scene where someone's in peril and they have to force themselves to talk. Say something, even though they can't really hear themselves. They're just they say it.
Yeah, right.
And it gets the person's attention and something dramatic happens. It's like climax.
Right. Well, yeah. Sort of the way in the Magnificent Seven. I have not seen Magnificent Seven, so I don't know what you guys are talking about on that. Like the end of it or whatever. Not in a mean way, I just haven't seen it, so. Well, fucking fully commit, Disney, right? Like, I want that, the full commitment of an actual disabled, or even just a princess that's heavy, or a prince that's heavy. We don't see none of that. That's today's.
We don't see too much diversity. That's what it is.
We see diversity as in cultures.
That's
great.
it.
I'm ecstatic for you guys.
But a lot of
that,
people
but,
don't. But a lot of.
But if you look at I'm sitting here looking at all my dolls, of Disney.
Yeah, we don't see a thick princess.
No, I would like to see one. Like,
well, I mean, except there is kind of one. She's a little bit thick, but on a scale of thickness, she's not that thick, and I would say Pocahontas.
No, she's still skinny.
She's skinny, but
look at that. That's
she's still she's still skinny, but in the cartoon, she had more thicker thighs than what the doll gave her. She had thicker thighs than what the doll gave her.
Nah, it wasn't
a little bit.
Not but
she was a little thick, but still within the princess type.
No, she wasn't thick. I'm gonna tell you this. She wasn't thick. She was just muscular. Do you remember how, she ran? She fucking ran through the whole forest. So, I want to see...
Give me a Chun-Li style princess. But that bitch got thick legs.
But you guys, you can sit there and say they were thick, but they're not thick. They were more... If you think about it, it was more muscular. Because what they did, what they used on their body.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I want it to be thick, there's no muscle. You wouldn't think there's a muscle involved.
Have you seen Street Fighter?
No.
Have you... So, okay. Yuki, you know what I'm talking about, girl. Give me a Chun-Li thick style princess. That bitch got thighs. That bitch got thick thighs.
I know, but I just want to say that's what I'm trying to talk about when I'm talking about being thick like that. It has nothing to do with possibility that why Pocahontas had thick thighs is because think about it. She was muscular. She ran. She used her legs a lot. Same with Moana. Somewhere you use legs. So I mean that's where I'm getting at. It's where it's
The other thing I don't get and I don't appreciate is, I know I'm trailing off, but why is Nala not a princess?
She's a queen.
Okay, fair enough. Why, but yet they want to make...
We need some Latina princess with apples bottoms.
Yes! Shutting up them apple bottom jeans!
Albert, there is a Latina princess, by the way, and that's Princess Elena. So there is a Latina princess. Check her out.
But she ain't got the apple bottom butt.
But the thing is, with Princess Elena, she wasn't a movie. She was a TV show on Disney, which was not a bad. It's not a bad TV show, guys. If you ever do, check out Princess Elena.
But
it was on Disney Junior, but take it for granted, it was actually really good. She's really good. Yep, Elena of Avalor. Yep.
But I do.
It's the movie because we had a. But Bella, the Quest for Camelot is not Disney. It was something totally different. It was like DreamWorks.
Nah, she don't got that apple bottom butt though. She don't. She not even.
You don't know. Do you see her? She's in a big old dress. You don't know what's underneath that dress. I'm joking.
I know. I'm really?
It's not. Yeah, Bella. Quest for Camelot is not Disney. It's DreamWorks or something like that. Something else.
Get a better computer, Chris.
Yeah, there's Sophia, but she's little. She's just kind of.
Well, I mean.
But
wait, Merida.
She's Scottish.
But she's sort of thick.
No, she's not.
Really?
No. Look, she's not. She's not.
Then why do they portray her in at least the posters and everything a little bit fucking chubbier in the face and everything?
They just made her face round, but she's not chunky. Her body's so skinny.
Really? That sucks.
I don't care if she's Anglo-Saxon, African-American, Latina, blue, green, or other derivative. I care about the apple bottom. Okay, Albert.
Yeah, give me a thick girl, an actual thick,
I want it to be more natural than not.
Give me a. I don't want you know how there's I don't know.
Because the thing is with Disney is if they're trying to
create diversity in their movies.
I know, but the thing is they're promoting the Dream Big Princess thing, where it's telling little girls they can dream whatever they want to.
But that's
no. Listen, you're not letting me go. But they have this thing going on. But the thing is, where I'm seeing where they're going in the wrong is they want you to be like these princesses. But then I'm sitting there thinking, well, I understand they have good, courage, whatever, blah blah blah. But you're not telling them the body part. They're gonna sit there looking at that body like, oh, I want to be Princess Ariel, but look, Ariel has a skinny waist. She's so skinny. So I got to be that skinny too if I want to be Ariel and do what Ariel does.
And then they take a look at what the media is giving us nowadays and their definition of how a woman should look, and it almost fits the bill of what a princess looks like.
Right.
It kind of coincides.
No. What Mickey Bong are you even talking about?
Oh, that's a microphone, Joe. He's confusing it for a Mickey Bong because of a lightning bolt right here in the Mickey Mouse microphone.
Oh, okay. I was like, what are you talking about?
I know what he means. G-Faz balls.
And I agree, yeah. So I know we have some too. Like Yuki, I know we do have at least one, but a little bit more than, because we have more predominant white princesses than we do any of the other multicultural princesses.
Yeah. I mean, even if you break down barriers, you could say, hey, Belle's French, but she's still white.
But Albert sit there said being skinny bad, though. Not really, but I don't want them to think, like, say, like, they're, like, way overweight, and they're saying they want to be this princess and have to lose weight bad.
But no, like, if Disney's perception of, like, you could be any princess you want to be, then why isn't there a lot of multicultural princesses that they deem? Why isn't there a thin princess, like a skinnier princess than most of the models? Why isn't there a thick princess than most of the models? Women come in all shapes and sizes, and if you want to go with that whole Disney persona of you could be a princess too, then you have to categorize all these different types of women to be said future princesses. I know, but
that's what I'm saying. But they don't need to all be skinny.
No.
They need to have it a little bit more diverse. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
You could be Ariel and you could be like...
You could be a thick-bottomed Ariel, or you could be this princess. I almost fucking flipped my phone.
What we mean, Albert, is being able to see yourself in princesses and princes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Albert. So, with like, Yuki is what Yuki says. We're trying to say we don't want them to sit there and think, "Oh, I'm a heavy-set person, but I want."
I'm such a heavy-set person. I can never see myself as princess. I want
to be Rapunzel.
Yep.
But oh my god, I have to have her body, so I have to be skinny. So some people can be like, take it the wrong way and do way harm to themselves of losing weight the wrong way. Or you can do it the right way. I don't know. But you're never going to be the exact form of a princess.
Yeah, because some people will get that idea and think either I can never be, or I will be, but it requires, to be exactly like.
So they're either going to harm themselves more because either they're going to do some diet that's really harmful to themselves.
Or they're going to be super depressed.
Or they'll do anorexic. Be anorexic
because they want to be skinny, either they're going to do diets or anorexia on one case to be just like them, or be super depressed and body shame themselves on another side. It's a double-edged sword with that kind of concept.
Right. Well, yeah, but I'm just saying that's why I'm saying, like, people are doing some wrong stuff that shouldn't be doing to themselves just because they want to look like somebody. That's where I'm getting at on it. I just don't want them to think they have to do that just to be that princess. I want them to be like, hey, it's okay
I want to see a thick princess that like Yuki can relate to, because Yuki's a sexy thick woman.
Well, and I'm not skinny either, and I have some thickness to myself. I would like somebody to see like my weight. I know I'm not the whatever. I'm not like Miss America skinny whatever ninny whatever.
And this bitch be watching us while she's doing her own stream.
she's getting to that podcast moment.
She's watching us while she's doing her own live stream. Yuki, you are fucking hilarious, girl.
Wow.
She's doing her own stream. I don't know if it's her or Mama Gina, but someone's playing and someone else is watching.
All right.
Shut the fuck up, me.
So, yeah, see, that's where I want to see princesses, is like, get more diverse about it. Get, like, more your husky princess or prince.
I want to see...
As part of my hair gets bright red, well, like Ariel in the summertime. Well, that's cool, Bella.
Or how about...
Shrek to her Fiona.
That's cute.
Yeah, but Shrek's not Disney. It's actually DreamWorks. So.
But, no, I even got a better concept. Why not give me a non-beautiful, chunky, possibly disabled princess?
Right. Well, I don't want it to be thrown in all together with that. But take it slowly. Like, let's start out with a husky princess. See how that goes.
Yeah. Well, let's start off with a husky princess who kind of body shames herself.
And then we'll go into somebody with a disability. So, like, kind of easy to see how people take it.
But I'm saying, like, let's get a husky woman who kind of, isn't the best looking either. She kind of body shames herself a little bit. The world looks down on her. But there's this inner beauty or something.
Right.
You don't see those.
Right. Or I want to see...
Because the message of that should be right from the start. You don't have to have looks to be beautiful. Personality is what counts, too. Because trust me, there have been plenty
That's
of...
why
as people would call them ugly.
I know I think this is cliche as fuck, as much, But I'd rather see a husky princess and then like a good-looking prince get together.
Yeah.
But people are still trying to shame them into thinking it's the wrong thing.
Oh yeah, because
like, you're
too good for this woman, and it's like, no, dude, love comes in all shapes and forms.
I do too, Yuki. I want to see one with Down syndrome. That would be the day where I would love to watch a Disney movie. Or
I would
love to see that too. That would be awesome. But like I said, I kind of want them to take it step by step, like start maybe with a princess that's husky, then maybe
or even a prince with Down syndrome when he finds love.
That's what I'm trying to say. But like, I want to take it in slow strides because I don't want them to all like.
Actually, I would probably cry during that kind of movie.
But,
he found his love.
I know, I think everybody would. But the thing is, but it's like I kind of want them to kind of slowly step into it. So like start with the husky princess, see how that goes. Then still like go into one with a disability of some sort, you know, of any disability.
Yeah, so like they give them a scenario where the character ends up being disabled, and they have to learn. And then
people shame them so much, and it's like, and they think they're worthless until they, you know.
Yeah, and but the message of the story is like, hey, it doesn't matter who you are.
I want to see that too. I want to see that equality too. But they're slowly getting into that because they were big talks about Elsa being homosexual.
I mean, take a look at Beauty. Take a look at Beauty and the Beast. Even though the character himself, I mean, granted, Josh or whatever his name is.
Josh Gad. He's actually.
Yeah, he's actually gay, but the way he
he's not.
No.
He's married and has kids.
Oh, so the way he portrayed himself, though, as Gaston, it was more of a, I wouldn't say predominantly gay character, but a closet kind of gay, where it's like he showed more of like a, either I want to be like Gaston or I want to be with Gaston kind of mentality.
Like it kept you guessing until the end.
Yeah. It really did. It was kind of like on the fence of like, is he, isn't he, does he have feelings for Gaston?
Right.
You know.
So, yeah, I kind of want Disney to go on that route just as much, too. I'd rather see different types of princesses, not these typical, we're, you know.
Well, I mean, if you want to put him in, if you want to put him in Albert's terms, we would go, I don't want to constantly be seeing dime Disney bitches. The 10 out of 10s.
Right. Like you think of every Disney princess you would want to bang.
Yeah.
Basically.
Like, granted, you know, regardless of age, if you take a look at all of them as adults, you would probably want to fuck them all because they're a 10 out of 10.
Right. And I'm just saying the same way with the princess. Like, you want to, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But
so,
it's like
I want to see what a 6 out of 10 looks like. I want to see what a 5 out of 10, a 4 out of 10.
I want to see a 4, like a 4 out of 10.
You know, like what you would consider bottom of the barrel Disney princesses, but somehow, some way they find love because there are bottom of the barrel people in this world and they still find love.
Right.
It takes them a lot longer, but in the end, they find their happily ever after.
I understand what you guys are getting with the husky, like, you know, all together. I don't want them all to be together quite yet because I'd rather to let them take it in strides.
True.
First.
No, I mean, after a while, I kind of agree with you because if you add it all on too much,
it's going to be too much of an overstimulation of everything.
Yeah, it's like meet Elena. This Down syndrome, paraplegic, husky woman sitting in a wheelchair trying to find love. And it's like, oh my God, that whole the sentence made my brain hurt.
Right. I'd rather take him like a slowly, like, do a husky. Then maybe next one do like one with like, you know, whatever. You know, that's all I'm saying. It's like, take it, but I don't want them all to throw it all together like they're all doing all this all at once because that's just gonna be too much for somebody. Even for a kid, that'd be too much.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if a kid could process that much.
Yeah, no. You want something simplistic and yet story driven.
Yeah.
Point A, climax, point Z.
Right. So like you know, one movie's about a husky princess. Next one will be about one that's Down syndrome. Maybe.
By the way, how was Peach Dragon? I've never asked that for a live action.
I've never sat down and watched Peach Dragon because
we need to sit down and watch live action Peach Dragon.
Well, technically, it was still a live action back when it was first made, anyways.
Oh, I know.
So I don't know. I've seen parts of it. Doesn't look too bad, but I was never into Pete's Dragon per se myself. Even with the older version of it,
I grew up on the original Pete's Dragon, so I loved it.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking about when it comes to be, I'm really going to sit down and get the Disney live streaming thing, and we can put it on our TV, and I'm gonna sit there and try to find all the older movies I haven't seen, and sit there and watch them.
Speaking of, that's another thing I wanted to talk to you about. So my original idea on my channel that I kind of pushed off to the side as a project was I wanted to do.
There you go. That's a cool one. A husky woman and a prince missing an arm.
That could work.
That could work.
But
Oh, Pete. Pete's Dragon, not Peach.
Yeah, Pete's Dragon. Pete. So there was an original concept I had on my channel where every weekend, possibly, depending, Saturday or Sunday, I wanted to do specific movies in a group, and I kind of tossed that idea to the side because I wanted to ask you, more or less for us as the podcast Disney goers, I would think it'd be a great idea to do it with our community here and kind of do all Disney themed movies on the weekends that you have off. So it'd be like if you wanted to do something this Saturday or this Sunday with the community, we would go onto Rabbit and then we would broadcast it. You know, we would send the link in like my Discord and we would broadcast like a Disney movie, specifically something we would all watch together as a group. Some that we haven't watched together, or some of us haven't watched in general, and kind of just talk about it in the next podcast or something.
We could do that if that's what people want to do.
What do you guys think about that idea? Like, we would go on Rabbit, we would watch a movie that generally, like, people haven't watched, or something like Mary Poppins. I know Bella has not watched Mary Poppins.
Night, Josh. Thanks for joining us.
Good night, Jess. But yeah, like Mary Poppins. I know Belle, she said she hasn't watched Mary Poppins unless she has watched it recently.
But that's that's my issue with it, because you know there's only so many stuff that we're like subscribed to. We have to find it. It's like really hard to find. You can't get it really off YouTube because either you'll find somebody and just like it's done. You can't do anything.
Yeah.
And like Netflix only has a certain amount, and then Hulu's the same way.
Oh yeah, no, that's understandable.
And I'm not gonna pay extra for like a service.
Well, no, this is generally going to hit in the summertime, and I know I'm going to be pushing it back until at least the summertime. But this is when the Disney streaming service thing will.
You need a movie. I'm your man. I got you. Okay, Albert. We'll see what you got that I don't got.
Well, yeah. If he doesn't, then I have an idea towards this, because either that or we could wait towards the summertime when the Disney streaming service does hit.
I want to kind of wait for the Disney part when the Disney streaming comes and see what they have.
Because then we could use that and then stream it on the
Rabbit
for everyone to enjoy. So.
Well, I have Netflix too. I mean, and we have Hulu and all that too. I just like there's just like I said at this moment.
There's
Disney
so much limited Disney.
Like because right now Disney is seriously starting to slowly pull the plug from Netflix.
I mean, there is
they're still adding. I don't fuck with Netflix and all that stuff. But
there is another method per se. If we do it creatively, because I know I've seen people stream like YouTube shows off of their PS4s and showed it on Rabbit.
I know, but that's what I'm trying to say. You gotta find. I don't know. We'll
so
have to play
if there's
a
movie we can't
I'd rather
grasp,
wait till we get the Disney streaming service
because
I feel like they're gonna have a lot more that I don't have right now as a movies like as on my DVD wise. I don't have. I rather
we can literally do the whole entire Disney timeline of
we could do that.
I
think
we could choose animated or we could choose animated live action. Not the shorts. Never shorts. We'll never do short movies.
No, I think we'll do from the animated ones up until we get to now.
I was thinking more animated / live action. Like, we'll do Pete's Dragon, Bed Knobs and Broomsticks, all that other jazz.
Well, I think we could do that every other week or something. This instance, like, of Disney-wise, that I don't have right now, as in my DVD collection, I do not have, let me go look.
Yeah, she actually has a...
I have a list where I actually talk.
She actually has a list where she checked mark what she does have and what she doesn't have from each era.
I'm gonna get you one that maybe or may not. The Black Cauldron.
Yeah, there you go, the Black Cauldron. Actually, that was a good one to me because that was the first.
That one I would hope would be on the Disney streaming service if they're talking like
because that was the first legitimate Disney death outside of like the Lion King. That was prior to Lion King, where there was a legitimate dark Disney-related death.
No, that's like actually what they consider the darkest Disney movie.
Yeah, well, no, it was dark on so many aspects, but this one was like pure, actual killing.
And that's why it flopped.
This was like a pure actual killing. Like your boy went from human form to skull and bones to nothing.
Okay, do you have? Okay, you're telling me you have it. You have the Black Cauldron. Do you have it on DVD or do you have it on VHS? That's the question.
Yeah, that's another question there is if you have it on VHS.
I had it on VHS. I did have the Black Cauldron.
Well,
on
no,
VHS.
because if you have it on DVD, I know you could do like the same setup as you would a
Hey,
gaming.
Cara, thank you for the like.
You could do the same setup as you would like a gaming stream for Rabbit, but instead you would do the movie.
I'm waiting for it to come on DVD. I had it on VHS. Yes, I did. I had the Black Cauldron on VHS.
But I mean, granted, I gave one more topic so we could trail off for a little bit more for the extra half hour, which was absolutely fucking perfect to go with.
Well, we probably need to call it because otherwise we'll be going all night.
Oh yes, no, we'll be going all night. We've been doing this for almost 3 hours now, from 8 to
my
11.
voice is my voice is about shot, so I don't want to lose my voice.
So I at least wanted to give one good last topic before we ended off the stream.
But
was like, what would you want to honestly see in a Disney movie?
Is it from 1985? Yes, it's from the 80s. Yes, it is.
He's probably looking it on some specific website.
Probably a website that you're not supposed to be on.
Well, again, we don't condone it, but again, you know.
I'm not condoning anybody else doing it, but I don't condone it because I don't want our internet to go bye-bye.
You do know Disney doesn't hound you for those.
No, it's not that. It's when you're watching it from...
I mean, heck,
you can get a hold of it.
Yeah, even if he
But I know,
does...
but they do, because I had it happen to one of my friends. They were doing, like, you know, watching movies that were illegal to be on...
using...
on illegal sites and stuff. And they will literally shut down your internet.
Oh, no, I know. There's been a few.
He's shaking red, too. But I'm not going to say anything bad, but I kind of want to wait till the streaming service and see what this Disney streaming service is going to give us.
But there is one more...
I understand, Albert. I know you use a VPN. I'm not trying to be mean or anything. I'm just saying I'm going to wait until the summer to see what this Disney service is going to be.
There is one more thing I'm going to argue with Bella about, and that is, please, don't ever judge a Disney movie's, looks until you see it. That's kind of what we got from Dumbo. Mm-hmm. The trailer alone looked decent. Realistically, the movie was
we were still upset
trash.
because we understood. We were like, oh, why are these characters here? What is their purpose? You know?
So after watching the Dumbo movie, we can honestly admit it's trash. The Aladdin might be a little bit different because some elements look like shit, some elements look decent, some look great. So it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag right now.
But I know, but to take it for granted for me, guys, even though I'm saying when I do go into the movies, I am open-minded, but you still have that hold of nostalgia. Like, at least make it like the actual movie.
I'm going with Albert's first time when we talked about it, and I'm going full on.
I know, but I go open-minded too. Like, you gotta have to understand. I'm trying to, but like I said, with this Dumbo,
how can you go open-minded if you still carried on the nostalgia glasses? You know.
But I know, but I watched the movie and I kept open. I thought it was funny. I laughed. I cried. But in all reality,
Bella, I already told you on my stream.
But like I said, but all in all, when I was sitting there thinking about it, I'm just sitting there like, it really wasn't about Dumbo.
No, it really wasn't.
That's where it got me, like, to the point where I realized I sat down and thought about it.
The other thing is here's my point. And I'm sorry, but here's my realistic point. You're judging a movie like a book's cover. You're judging a movie like a book's cover, saying, I don't like this, I don't like that. For all we know, Aladdin could be the hidden diamond in the rough. And everybody's all... I'm not saying
anything. I go in there open-minded.
No, I'm talking
first.
about Belle.
Oh, okay.
Because she's all like, I'm not going to...
I thought you were talking about me. I'm like, I go in the movies open-minded.
Well, no, because she's going in where it's like, I instantly... Like, Will Smith as Genie.
But Albert, I did go in there open-minded. I watched the whole movie, but when you sat down and you, like, sat there and just thought about it, it really wasn't about Dumbo. It was about the family. That made no sense when the movie's about Dumbo, about an elephant.
No, I realistically did a completely open-minded view. And then
came back and said, stop putting Colin Farrell in remakes. He woke up from bed.
Look, I did an Albert, and I really watched the movie without any nostalgia, and then after the movie was done, then I added the nostalgia, and then I did a comparison on both sides.
I did. That's what I did.
No, you flat out said I would give it a 0. You didn't see it from a new moviegoer's point of view and then your Disney point of view. I went for both. Like, if I was a new goer and I saw this for the first time...
If it wasn't named Dumbo, yes, it was a good movie. Yes, if it wasn't called Dumbo.
Well, no, but like...
I agree with what Albert's saying.
Well, no, but still, like, regardless. If I was a new...
I don't care, because that's my opinion.
That is your opinion.
I'm sorry, but why am I getting trashed for it?
No, you're not.
Yes, you are. You're telling me, like, that's wrong. You're not supposed to do
I'm not
that.
saying that's wrong. It's just you literally picked one side.
Well,
you can't say you're open-minded and pick one side.
I can walk into a movie and be open-minded, but then again, at the end of the day, when you're comparing, there's no there's nothing when there's nothing there.
I'm still open-minded. I went both ways. I still like an open-minded. You went in one direction. I went both sides.
That's what
so as a moviegoer,
actually paid attention to the elephant itself and not the family, I would be so happy about it. But they didn't. They sat there and talked about the family.
So then you were closed-minded.
I was after the fact of the movie. I did not.
But
after the fact.
That's the thing. You can't say you are open. You can't say you're open.
Because it's Dumbo. It's an elephant. Not a freaking family. If the family was called Dumbo, then fucking yes. I understand it, but there was nobody in the freaking family called Dumbo.
Madam.
Now Dumbo is a freaking elephant.
That is not the point I'm getting at. That's not the point I was getting at. I said you can't be open-minded and yet compare it to the
Yes, I can. There's a right to it.
No, you can't.
Yes, there is.
No. You're supposed to see it, if you're open-minded, you're supposed to see it from a new point of view and a nostalgic point of view.
We don't have a neighbor over here, so we're good.
Yeah, we don't have a neighbor next to us. We're good. No. So I said, as a new point of view, if I was new to this thing, 7.5.
Albert, I would say it's up to you now if you want to go see that movie. I'm obviously wrong over here because this one over here is telling me I'm wrong.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. You just can't say you can't say you're open-minded.
You're telling me like, well, you're open-minded, blah 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 blah. You're telling me I'm doing it wrong. I'm sorry. My thoughts, my feelings. I don't know why I'm wrong.
No, you're right on the aspect of you having your 0 out of 10. You can't say you're open-minded and yet say I put on the nostalgia glasses.
I said I walked in open-minded. Walked out is a different process when after the fact you watched the
entire time you compared it to the original.
No, I did not. I did not. Did I sit there and talk to you about it like, oh, that was not an original. That wasn't an original.
You did it a few times.
I did not.
You did a few times, and then but then the other things that we really got off about were the big D. Let's get ready for Dumbo. Ha ha! See. He even agreed with me. I went and looked at it from both perspectives. You only looked at it at one. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Well, you know what? I'm sorry. I don't care. But don't tell me I'm wrong about it. If I think it's open-minded in some way,
Albert,
I did it. I did it open-minded. I did the open-minded of walking in and watching the movie fully open-minded. I did not sit there and was sitting there like, oh, da-da-da-da, and walked out in the middle of the movie because I thought it was totally wrong. I stayed to the whole thing.
Okay. So, Albert.
No, Albert's doing it pissed off wise because he wants me to still fucking go. He's out. He feels the fire. He's just being a dumb ass right now.
Okay.
He's being an ass hat.
Okay, so
he just pisses me off.
So
anyway, we're ending right now before this gets into more heated.
Hold on.
I am done. I'm totally done.
Hold on, please.
No. So I'm about to end this. It's done. It's over. I'm done.
So if you're a hardcore Disney fan, it's probably a 2 to a 0. It's a very low rating if you're a hardcore Disney fan. If you're new to the Dumbo thing, it's a decent movie. It's worth watching, but it's not worth paying a ticket price for. It's probably at best renting it on like a Redbox or watching it on like a streaming service that provides for it. It's not worth your ticket price. Let's just say that much.
Well, Albert, thank you, Albert, for making me feel better a little bit.
I think that's the best way to describe it.
Yes. See?
Okay.
Like, that's what I was getting at, but you're making it sound like more to me. And I'm saying, at some point, I was doing open-minded because I walked in the movie. I could have sat there and said no. Like, like from the first few scenes, I probably could have sat there and said no and I walked out. That's closed-minded. Okay.
I think I've also gone deaf. There you go. Chris is our new protagonist for a Disney movie.
I'm sorry. I got yelled at. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I love. Just like Albert, I like adding wood to the fire because when you and I actually fight on a topic, it's quite interesting and comical.
God, I feel bad about it.
So. Before we end, Dumbo, one more time.
If you're going for more like me, like it's a true hard die fan, and you can go open mind but not go open mind, it's just passion. That's all that is. Yeah. Yeah,
it is passion. Yeah. On both
sides.
So
I'd say for like a Disney standpoint of being a true fan, like a true Disney person, it's 0 out of 10 for me because it's just Yeah, I can see what you're saying, where there's the aspects, but they were just not strong enough to be like, it's the movie itself.
It's noteworthy at best.
Yes, I give them the props that, yes, they do show it, but it's just not strong enough to sit there and call it
2 out of 10 according to Pinky. Basically.
I really
You would say 0 out of 10, but...
I'm going to go from between a 0 to a 2, depending how I feel. It depends on how I go with it.
Well, no, like, I agree with you. Realistically, I would say a 0 out of 10. But again, because of those nods to the original Dumbo, each four parts that add those little nods to the original Dumbo, I'll give them like a half point. So realistically, I'll give it a 2 out of 10. Right. It's shit Disney. It's just slapping a label on it and calling it, an original or a remake.
It's a solid 1 to Pink. I would even go with that.
Yeah, it's honestly between the 0 and the 2, and I'll agree with you as that. But if I was like Albert and I didn't know anything about Dumbo,
or anybody for that fact that doesn't know the story
if nobody knew the story at all, and I was going into it completely blind, I'd honestly give it a 7.5 out of 10. Right. It was decent on that aspect.
But I just, like I said, I just don't like it the fact that they called it Dumbo when they didn't even talk about the elephant
again,
at all.
Realistically, it should have been titled fucking Colin Farrell and 2 kids save an elephant that flies.
Yeah, right. Basically, that's how it should have been, like a father, whatever. Yeah. The father's journey or something to save an elephant.
Pretty much, just like, I don't know. So guys, with that being said... We're gonna do it like the stupid ass. Albert. Solid.
The middle finger.
So, in this case, and I'm only gonna use this as an analogy, but we're gonna do it like the stupid announcer guy from the boxing guys, and let's get ready to trash it.
Should have been saving Dumbo rather than Dumbo. Right, I agree with that, Yuki. Yeah, so it should have been more like saving Dumbo rather than Dumbo. Right.
Yeah.
But other than that, guys, that's how we feel about it, and that's our talk about it. So, and I know we've been doing this long enough, and I know everybody got into it. Everybody liked our little fight, everything.
I guess we're just too passionate Disney. Well, I mean, that's what I've said before. We're too passionate Disney people.
Well, I mean, you're like the mid, and I'm the full.
But still, I mean...
It gives a good thing about it, like how we see stuff, and it's different.
Saving dumb.
Right.
Saving private dumb.
I know Marvel's coming out with the Avengers Endgame, which I'm not going to go... Like, if I go see it, it'd be just for me for fun. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not talking about much
the next biggest up-and-coming movie
the next one we're going to talk about is May 24th, which is Aladdin. But it might be later than that because it's coming, I think, on my week on.
Yeah.
So it'll be... that Monday after the weekend.
That's absolutely fine. Either way, we're going to give you guys an honest spoiler review.
That'll be the next spoiler movie that we're going to talk about. So if you want to hear it.
And we're going to give honest, same opinions about it. Honest.
And if you guys do see it over the weekend that I'm working and stuff, please, for the love of God, do not talk to me about it. Don't say anything. You can say if it's good or bad to your opinion, but do not. I even told this to my person at work that went to go see Dumbo because she saw it before I did. I told her, please don't tell me. You can tell me if it's good or bad. And she said it was good, but that's her own opinion.
I'm appalled. No Endgame. No, I'm sorry. No Thanos snap for you, bitch.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to talk about Star Wars or Marvel on this podcast. This is more like Disney, not stuff that Disney has bought. True. Well, besides Pixar's another...
Pixar, because it's the only exception because they actually just do Disney Pixar.
Yeah, because it's actually Disney more or less claims they own Pixar because they put it in their movies Disney Pixar.
Yeah, or they at least present it as well. Disney presents Pixar's.
Yeah, whatever. But they don't do that for Star Wars or Marvel. They call it still their Marvel Studios or their whatever. So
pretty much what made Disney, Chris.
Yeah. But that'd be the next big movie thing we're going to talk about would be Aladdin when it comes out in May. So we have this whole month of April. We got we could do all kinds of whatever for now. But I know, like I said, I know Marvel Endgame's coming out, but I'm not.
Oh, and there is one topic we wanted to discuss before we did say bye-bye. And this is in regards of the Mickey Mouse 90th birthday special when we did a raffle for everybody's prizes. Don't worry, your prizes are there. However, it's going to take a little longer than expected, not because of financial situations. It's because we didn't just want to ship out these small little gifts. When we want to shift them out, So Yuki, Albert, Devante, and whoever else won that night when we did Mama Gina. Please respectively send your addresses to the Discord.
Albert.
What we're doing is over time we're actually slowly grabbing Disney things that either don't matter to us or there's copies of that.
No, actually, we still have your guys's.
We do.
So we're gonna send them out.
We're building them.
No, I want to sit there and say we're gonna send out what they have when we get to it. Right now, it's just been because of me being busy with work and stuff, and just haven't got there.
I don't know. I mean, we have been building on them though too.
But I know, but I'm saving that for like special occasions. Like if we do something special, like like I said, like a 90th birthday thing or something that happens that's special, we could give out prizes for that stream, podcast, whatever.
All right.
Just right now,
just guys, respectively send out your addresses in the Discord.
Again, because I don't know if we. Yeah, just send it personal, please. Put it in the personal, like either to me or to Dan. So either SOJ Shadow Plays or Pink Lady Productions.
Also, I'm debating whether or not to do this. If you're interested, I think it's a good idea. But since you don't have a visible Discord yet of your own, I think we should personally open up a channel for When You Wish Upon a Podcast suggestions.
I was thinking that, or I'm going to slowly get a Discord. Because I want to add people into, because I want to make sure I have a voice chat when we do, like I said, like I want to do, yeah. I forgot me winning.
Fair enough.
I mean, if you want it, you can have it. If you don't want it, if you guys want it, let me know. If you don't, it's cool. I don't care if you want me to put it back in the box of,
Yeah, there's a tub slowly growing full of Disney related content.
That I got double of, like, especially because I had like one Disney box where I had double like stitched keychains, so I kept one, so I'm gonna throw another one out to give away.
Or,
so
or
like
just
if I get
specific
double
Disney
stuff,
items that she just took a look at over the years and said, nah, I could give that away.
Or that I have double of.
Yeah.
I didn't know. So it's up to you guys if you want to. So, I mean, it's up to you if you want me to give them to you, or you can want me to keep it.
I mean, heck, even these two. Well, no, these two are separate because this is sleeping Dumbo and this one's awake Dumbo.
Yeah, they're different. They're different Dumbos. They have to be different unless they have something. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Mm.
So it's slowly I'm getting a tub full of like just random gifts to give out eventually for something, even for like maybe milestones like of 200 subscribers or certain subscriber things. If we do get it, it'd be like a nice celebration and a giveaway.
Anyways, we're trailing off.
I know, we're going to be sitting and talk about everything underneath the sun. So, anyways, guys, I hope you guys like this. I hope you enjoyed it and our rant and everything.
And
we will see you guys next Wednesday, but it's going to be earlier. I will let you know ahead of time what time we're going to do it, but it's going to be next Wednesday again because next Thursday I have a class I have to do for work. That's all day.
So that means she won't even be home to spend time with me. She'll be waking up, she'll be leaving her job to do her thing, and then going back to work. No, I will not see her, which would suck, but I understand.
But yeah, it's
work is work.
And I get paid for it, so
hey.
There you go. That whole full day I get paid.
That works.
So, but anyways, guys, so yeah, we'll do the podcast again next Wednesday, but it'll be earlier. I want to try to push, and that's a big push, and have to get him going. I'm going to try for at least, like, 10 o'clock in the morning.
That's like an instantly wake up and then podcast for me. So a pot of coffee or a cup of coffee.
Well, we drink coffee anyways while we do this anyway, so.
That's true. But
well, yeah, we will fix the number behind with the little Mickey. Yes.
What are we at now?
I don't know. It's like 130 something. We're still in the 130s. I think we're like 35 or something. Oh, Bill Devonta, you came to at the end. Chance slowly fix the number. Chance slowly.
Oh, wow.
Even when you don't have work things.
I see now.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to get times where I can actually start doing it more. I'm 138.
Yep, I saw.
I didn't know I was 138.
Yep,
wow.
I saw.
Last time I knew, guys, I was like at 135 the last time I checked. See how much I check.
Hey, the number's growing exponentially. That's great.
Yeah, and I'm glad you guys are subscribing and watching. I'm hoping you guys are enjoying these podcasts. I like to keep these going because this is something I'm very passionate about. And then eventually when we decide to do our Disney trip too, That's a weird 8, by the way.
Look, I'm doing it at a weird angle, by the way. Let me try that again. Maybe that not looking at it in the...
Good God. Since we all have to fix the number at this point, because everybody wants it done now.
There, that 8 looks a lot better than my last 8.
Yeah, the other 8 was like it was like doing something weird.
Yeah, there you go. I still love that YouTube.
Yeah, no, that's a really good thing.
I still love this too. By the way, guys, there is a video of me drawing all of this from start.
Well, not Goofy. It was just Donald and Mickey.
Yeah.
No, actually, I think it was just Donald, actually. I don't think you did one for Mickey. You just did randomly Mickey. You did a Donald one. That's the video you did.
But yeah, there is a video of me actually doing this. It's just never been posted.
Albert, we are deciding not to go this year. We're going to go next year.
Yeah, it's not because of financial. It's more or less because of scheduling. Maybe a little bit of financial.
A little bit of financial and like, a little bit... and most of it is because okay, no offense, I understand if you want to go for it. I really do highly do say go. But my thing is, I've been there already and done that, and I feel like I don't want to do it again. The whole Halloween thing, I kind of want to go off on a thing, and also I'd rather go on a time when it's like called the Disney off time.
She's trying to pull an off season that's around my birthday. Mainly.
Well, I'm gonna still try.
I say mainly because you say either May or September, depending.
Yeah, because that's the off times for Disney, and that's when like a lot of the hotel stuff is cheaper to stay at. And I kind of want to go for that aspect, so we can still, have the money to spend to have fun. So that's just where I'm going at with, and I would love to go Christmas, but that's just a high time too, and I don't want to deal with that.
That's probably expensive as balls.
I get you. That's how I felt towards PAX. So that's fine. And I understand. I just want to go off on an off time where it's still like their off time is like there's still people there, but it's not as busy. It's like during when people kids are in school, nobody's going to be there. So more or less, But they say the summer's the high time and then the holidays the high times. So they really suggest you not to go.
But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is the end of When You Wish Upon a
Podcast. So, we'll see you guys next Wednesday we'll talk about the Silver Age of Disney movies, which is going to be fun and exciting.
And, oh boy, the paperwork we have to print out.
I have to go buy some paper for
fun.
work.
I don't know how.
I don't know. I said I might have to. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
I just did.
But
no, we can't go during spring break. That's
that's expensive as all hell.
Because that's what So, night everybody. Bye. Have a good night. Bye.